Hey everybody, welcome back to the Council of Reads. I'm Dylan, here with Jason.
G'day.
Nitin.
Hey.
Fommy.
Hey, hey.
And Dave, who is...
I imagine they said what?
That's not an axe, folks.
Just to clarify for
No
the
wonder he's still reading it now.
Just to clarify for the very confused listeners out there, Dave is trying to read.
Yeah, he didn't have an aneurysm. He,
Maybe.
You don't know that.
Well,
well,
we're recording a day late and Dave still didn't read his 2 comics.
yeah, two.
Two.
They were both 2 thick ones, Dave. I got your back.
Yes, that's right. They
Usually good
were
around those.
Geiger, 80 Page Giant,
Oh.
which was incredible.
It's like a trade.
And
Shit, was it?
Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace,
Yeah.
one shot by
Yeah.
Garth Ennis. Perfect fit.
Yes. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yes. Okay, we're going to talk
After Dave's
about...
finished, I guess.
Let's talk about it now, so Dave, stable.
Spoiler ending
I
for
guess we'll
Dave.
go Geiger first.
I won't finish it in time.
I
No,
know.
no, it's fine.
Well, you got to tell us what else we're talking about today. What else is on the ticket?
We've got the first proper trailer for the Halo show on Paramount.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, man. Not as good as Solo, man, but...
Latest episode of Peacemaker.
Mm.
Book of Boba Fett, where he doesn't have any lines.
Well, that's what he asked for.
That's a good point. And my film flashback for this week, Wyrmwood.
Good stuff, all right.
Let's talk about Peacemaker and spoil the ending for Dave, who's still reading it.
It's good.
All right, next book, Geiger.
Yes!
So,
Let's start with Geiger.
yeah.
80 Page Giant, and it's like an anthology.
Oh, holy.
I love
Kind of
it.
thing.
You find out how like stuff came to be.
Excuse me.
What?
Reading, not
Oh.
You
talking.
finished that.
Okay.
Then you can have an opinion.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm totally lost on Geiger.
Yeah, it just introduces a couple of new characters that will have books later on in the year.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're building the Avengers, right?
Essentially,
Yeah.
He's building a team here.
the unnamed.
Against him.
No,
Because
I don't know.
Geiger's not building a team.
No, but Jeff Johns
Yeah,
is
yeah.
building
Yes.
a team.
Because you got Redcoat, who's a British soldier who's been...
I'm all over buying that.
Oh, for
awesome.
sure. Brian Hitch.
Yeah.
If he keeps... Yeah. But, yeah, British Redcoat who's still alive since whatever year it was.
1776
Yeah.
or whatever.
Because of
Magic.
George Washington's magic.
Yes.
Magic George Washington.
Yeah, George Washington's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, he does like the hands and
Yeah,
the freaking
it's-
glyphs come
yeah,
out.
George Washington's Doctor Strange was great.
That's so weird.
Or just his whole bit of he comes into like a diner.
Who wants
and-
to buy me
yeah,
dinner?
Yeah,
I'll kill somebody.
Yeah. And Mike comes in and is like, "You killed me, brother, for fish and chips." It was so fun.
So it's flashbacks, sort of the other casinos in Las Vegas and
Yes.
who's running them.
Which is so great.
Which
Like,
is-
the whole.
Mm.
Obviously, it's not necessarily a new concept. I do believe Fallout did something similar. But they're killing it.
Yeah, and it's different artists for different stories.
Yeah, different. They're all written
It's
by
in-
different people.
I
Besides.
thought it was all...
No,
Yeah.
John's only writes Redcoat.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Tomasi wrote one.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Was that the Safari?
Yes, I think so.
Well,
Still
that
That
was-
Gates
was
does one.
that was my favorite.
That was
one.
so
Safari,
good.
Safari Bill.
It's tough. They're all good.
Yes, they were all good. But
They're
yeah,
all
I think
dark and
yeah,
depressing and
I
sad.
think the Safari one was my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like the one just because where he's going looking for books and he finds the
Yeah.
the dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, Safari Bill, which is
It's Safari Bob, right?
Safari Bob. Sorry,
Yeah, Bob's the new one. Bill's the
Bill's the old
old
one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, which was great.
Nero's.
Nero's was woo.
Interesting,
Yeah.
right? I had to kind of read that last page again.
Yep,
Because
yep,
at first
yep.
I was like, hold on,
going on here?
what's happening? I didn't get it first time.
Well, as soon as you see her scar and that, you're like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is gonna get me heavy. So they're all like the real big casinos from this strip.
Yeah.
And they're just taking their gimmick and making it real
Yeah.
in this post-apocalyptic. Obviously, we've seen the Excalibur.
Yeah.
In the main Geiger series was the Knights or whatever.
Yeah. Nero's is Caesar's. Treasure Island is
Gold.
well, no.
Goldbeard, yeah.
Yeah, Goldbeard is Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Just freaking
MGM's the best. That's maybe my favourite.
Yeah.
The Karloff. It's
Yeah.
all the, like, Dracula's your blackjack dealer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bride of Frankenstein's the Betty Boop.
Oh,
Drinks and
that was
Cinderella's
that was
style.
messed up too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Like,
man.
with awesome Kelly Jones art.
yes, yeah, fit perfect, right?
Yep. It was a great book, and
The-
it's
I think my favourite might have been the the Goldbeard one. That was like just fine, and then
Yeah,
and that last
yeah,
2 pages, you're like,
yeah.
wow.
And it's deceptively cartoony, that one.
yes,
Yes, but it's a. I wouldn't say heavy story, but it's nice little, yeah.
It hits you at the
Yeah.
end.
Oh, was that Galloway? Sean Galloway did that?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Looks a bit like it, actually.
Yeah, in retrospect,
Should
I
be
was like,
front.
oh, yeah, it's probably...
Yeah, there's the first. Oh.
What was the other one? Oh, the...
Yeah, Sean Galloway art and colours.
Sphere. The astronaut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool, too. That was more... That was so... No, she was... Then there was the New York one.
Yeah.
Super mobsters.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
great.
Sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Alright?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
They were all good.
They were all
It was a great book. It was a great... The whole series from the beginning. This is a Geiger book. It was great. This is great. There's going to be a Robot Jim. I can't forget his name.
Junkyard Joe.
Junkyard Joe. The robot. The Vietnam robot.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Right, because the little cartoon is like a bubblegum cartoon.
Yeah.
And then, but the book is Gary Frank. You're like, oh, that looks good. That looks good.
Heavy. You got some previews in the back of that. Just people getting their heads blown
Yeah,
off
yeah,
by
yeah.
machine guns and
So
stuff.
like Redcone and that were all spinning out of Geiger, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same universe.
Yeah. Alright.
We got Avengers. Jeff Johns Avengers.
So if you hadn't jumped on Geiger, it is a perfect taste test.
The trade's
to the
out.
universe.
You
Yeah.
pick up the first
Yes.
trade. And that.
Yeah. Oh, because I think you could read these. Like, obviously, it'll spoil a little bit of some stuff, but not, if you just read the short stories and not the Geiger bit,
Yeah.
you'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't spoil much.
Not much. All right, Dave. How was Peacemaker?
Peacemaker was good and thoroughly could be disturbing for some people.
Oh, it's quite disturbing.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Absolutely.
disturbing.
And it's not the same
It should be.
Peacemaker that you see on the show.
Oh,
No.
It's a
no,
different
no.
characterization of him.
Essentially, it's Peacemaker having a conversation with a psychiatrist in a very peaceful place, and just trying to work out if he's right for his next mission, and going through some of his past and just seeing what's true, what's not true, and delving a little bit deeper into his psyche. And holy hell,
Well, the origin straight up from the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
You're like,
dude!
Jesus. You're like, all right, cool.
asked him to help my homework.
Oh,
That was probably a wrong move, thinking back. But
He described it as a tactical error.
tactical error.
Yes.
Sorry.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you see as soon as you open the page, you see a couple of things. You're like,
Yeah.
wow. But then you're like,
And then
the
a couple-
microwave.
yes.
Oh my god, that was it. You're like,
And then the tumble dryer.
woo.
Yeah. Ennis is just
It was not
layered this story beautifully.
what I was expecting from an Ennis book. I thought it'd be more tongue-in-cheek,
Like the
black
show.
humor.
Because the
Yeah.
show is more an Ennis style.
Yes. But this is very serious.
One of the most serious. And it's closer to his war stories
Yeah.
than, say, Preacher or...
Yeah.
Hitman is what I was going to say.
Yes.
I thought it'd be like a Hitman
Yes.
book.
But so layered. The story is, it comes back, it folds in on itself, it talks about going back. It's beautifully done. It is a great book.
It really reminded me of his Punisher stuff, where it was just real serious. And
Yeah, you can do gritty
Real
real well.
world.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was like a step away from being a Punisher book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the stuff that he does.
He is a-
Yeah, 100%.
Punisher, like, he's got no emotions. He doesn't have empathy. He's just a killer.
But very intelligent.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
and from an early age, quite a switched on. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Very much unlike the show, where
Yes.
he's a
Yeah, yeah,
dumbass.
And
Yeah.
now learning his way, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So, yeah. It's not. Yeah. If you're looking for this to match up with the show,
yeah. He's not going to be playing piano in this,
Totally different tone.
Yeah.
yeah, very different tone.
Very impressive.
This
and
was
him too. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like it's a good book.
it's such a good book.
Yeah.
Is
And
it
one shot. It is
it's one shot?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's great.
It's a black label, so it's not really in continuity. They're not. They're not in continuity
Top writing
books.
number one.
But it's
Well, it is
Because I thought it was
Well,
going
it
to be a
is. It's
series,
issue
but
one
I
of
guess
one
they
shot.
may have.
Yeah, one on one.
one of.
Right, of one on
You
there.
should buy like 3 of them now.
I don't want to have to go looking for number 2 and 3. It's
Well, you don't have to.
Oh, it's pretty obvious by the end that its story is complete, I thought.
No, well, geez, what? Scouting him for a mission. The next bit could
That
be
doesn't-
the mission.
It doesn't say to be continued.
Yeah, I know.
Well, enough said then.
They do sometimes write one shot on the cover.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they
Don't
should.
stick up for Dave.
That's alright. Okay,
Because I swear, I remember when I saw it in previews, it said it was like a mini or maybe a 3-parter. Because black labels usually.
And probably
Three
just
parties.
assumptions and it.
For
Again,
listeners out
trying to
there,
stick up for Dave.
this is not one of those oversized black labels. It's one of the black labels that's just randomly normal.
It's like
sized.
Human Target.
Prestige
Yeah.
sort of format. Format.
Yep.
Yeah. Human
Overall, it's a good book. You don't see him in costume.
No.
Yeah,
It's just his past, him becoming who he is in the army and all
It is
that.
just two people having a conversation.
Yes.
And Gary Brown art. Holy hell, can do some amazing fire and just
Fire.
yeah, it is a lot of fire. But I just really like his tactical. His tactical soldiers. They look awesome. There's a scene where it talks about him going through the grades like Grey and then Delta and everything like that.
Oh yeah, they look great.
That looked awesome. And then there's that page.
Yeah.
with
Sharp.
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob does what Bob
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
It's all framed very movie-like.
Yes. Yeah.
I did like the reasons for the friendly fire.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Yeah, oh,
and
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
So he is emotionless, but he's got, I guess, a moral
He's
code
got
like
both. He's the
Peacemaker.
Punisher.
Yeah,
He's-
he's Punisher.
He's Punisher. They just spelled it wrong. But no, really good.
All right. Next up, Sabertooth. New miniseries in the.
Is it a mini?
Krakoan, huh?
Is it a mini? Definite mini?
Yeah, miniseries.
This is one. Could be one shot.
No, this continues. Wow.
Yeah, it's just
He's
yeah.
something about him being Satan or something.
Basically, I think is
So, yeah.
the end game.
And if you don't know about the deal with Sabertooth, when
Oh,
Xavier and them,
Satan, man, damn.
when Xavier and Magneto and all the other mutants made Krakoa, Sabertooth didn't want to go with the plan,
yes,
So they dealt with him.
so they dealt with him by burying him underground alive
in a void.
in a void in Krakoa,
Of Earth,
with his
essentially.
mind still going until the end of time, which is horrible.
In a place that's supposed to have no prisoners.
Yes,
He was going to be the one exception.
Yes.
Xavier was like, nah, we can't.
because he didn't want to.
He would
Yeah,
never toe the
no,
line.
he would
Fallen
not.
angel.
No.
Just because, even if it's for the benefit, just
Yeah, he was
his
like,
personality.
no.
Or a fallen demon, one of the two.
So he starts. They give him a bit of freedom
Yes.
of the mind, not necessarily of the body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he get like they make a deal with him. You're
Yeah.
still trapped, but because he doesn't remember his escape plans. His
Yes.
escape plans. I'm doing finger quotes, people.
yes, yes.
Because he thinks he's escaped, but it's all in his mind, which is great. Where he fights all the X-Men and kills them all. And
Yeah,
is like,
yeah,
no, this isn't right.
He becomes Conan for a bit.
Hmm.
Becomes Cyclops' dad.
I'm very intrigued by all this really weird stuff you're telling me right now.
Yeah, me
It's
too, man.
so
when they start,
strange.
the guys were talking about it before the pod, and I'm like, you need to find issue with this. I need to have a look at this stuff.
I did like the fact that when after he's
Strange.
killed everybody, he's like, maybe there's more to just killing everybody. I
Yes.
should, which is great.
Yes.
He's like, I should have a goal, not just kill everyone. What else? What's there after? Yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
Yes.
Love it.
I'm going to become the devil.
Yeah, which is
the
interesting.
outfit.
So hang on, I need to ask a couple more. So they let his mind free a little bit more, but he's still trapped. So how is there people? Where is he if he's still trapped? Is he killing people in his mind, or is
Yes.
so it's all just in his head at the
Yes.
moment?
Yes.
But he's thinking inside he's the devil, and this is
Well, no, he's building. I guess
hell in his mind, a hellscape in his mind.
I think he's just doing stuff so he doesn't go insane.
Okay.
Oh, I think he's going insane.
Yeah. And-
But I don't know because he's in the ground. I don't
That's
know
what I mean,
if it's
like, is
Well,
he
that's the bit where he says like, I'm in Krakoa and Krakoa's living. So where am I in Krakoa? Am I in his stomach, in its heart,
Oh
Yes.
shit.
in
Okay.
its butt,
Yeah.
in its brain? Where am I on this living thing?
But they'd start. People start seeing
Yeah.
visions of him.
Oh.
So he's
So he's trying to.
He's seeping into Krakoa. I think.
so people are like having nightmares about him, and Black Tom sees him
That's
in.
freaking
And like,
awesome.
because Black Tom's he's Freddy Krueger a bit.
Yeah.
Black Tom, because Black Tom's
Well,
him and
he's
Cypher running
Yes.
the joint, really.
Yeah.
because he control, like you were saying last week,
Yeah.
him controlling all the plants
So
and
like,
everything.
he could,
so he would
that
be.
could be the way out, and he does build a physical hell. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was trippy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was.
Well, I suppose
weird than I thought.
if he gets Black Tom and brings him down, Black Tom could create that for him
Yes.
underground. Holy shit! Yeah, that's really cool.
The mutants at the end. Who are they? Are they news or they?
No, some of them I don't recognise because rubbish X-Men. The main one I recognised was Madison Jeffries. He was Alpha Flight, Box. Sort of like their Forge.
Right.
Someone else's
Yeah.
name was familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yes. Yeah, but that was very interesting as well.
Yeah, never had.
Oh, we have no issues, by the way.
Yeah.
Forget more.
Hey there.
We're
Trying to get more.
I'm trying.
It's a bit gory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's Sabertooth killing things.
That's
awesome.
a shock. A gory Sabertooth book.
Because when they said they're going to do a Sabertooth book, I'm like, I was very intrigued about what they did with him.
Exactly right. Like where
But
what happens
Book of Sabertooth, and then you're like, hey, I don't know. I'm not a big villain book fan. But this is very interesting.
Yeah, but if they named it Sabertooth Goes to Hell, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, very
Would have
good.
been a nice little bookend to Wolverine Goes to Hell, or if it was called book.
Oh, that was a great book. These bastards.
It's called Wolverine Goes to Hell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's little.
Don't tell me you caught up.
I did.
Holy hell.
I was only 2 behind, actually. 3 behind.
But I didn't get to catch up.
Oh, that came out.
Yes, Fantastic Four Reckoning War.
Dave, onto it as always.
Hey,
So
it took
this-
15 minutes.
this
15
is-
years. I could wait.
15 years in the making, supposedly. Rightio, dance slot. A throwaway line in your She-Hulk book 15 years ago doesn't make 15 years in the making. But it's cool. It's got someone I'm excited to see, but... So,
I'll say it.
that'll help.
Oh,
Oh, Nicholas is in there.
Hey!
Nicholas is in there.
Proper Nicholas?
No, the Nicholas was in Fantastic Four like a year ago.
Oh,
The Watcher stuff.
Okay.
You know, because
Okay.
the Watcher came back,
Yes.
and he's like the Watcher's herald.
Yeah.
When the Watcher came back, did he have his eye? Or is he
Yes.
like... So he grew another eye?
Well, he was dead, so the
Yeah.
eye was the least of my worries.
Alright.
Nick Fury still has no eye, so that's okay. So basically, it's an invasion. Stuff's going on. The Reckoning.
Well, hang on. A Fantastic Four book, and there's an invasion.
I know. I'm
Jeez,
pretty sure I just read it
they're mixing
earlier
that
in
up.
the day.
They're mixing that up. Whew.
The Reckoning are the bad guys. It's not just what the book's called.
Oh,
the
okay.
Reckoning is the race or the people. They are like the original people, so to speak. They're why we have the Watchers.
Oh, yeah.
The Watchers didn't get rid of them, but they got rid of themselves, I guess. But yes, so it's all about space Watcher stuff, galactic empires.
Did you enjoy the 3 books that you caught up on?
Yeah, because the 2 issues before were like the Bentley stuff with She-Hulk and stuff. That was excellent.
Well, that's the 2 I've got to read.
Oh yeah, that was
those
great.
2 and
That was
that.
great. That was great.
And I was going to do it, but yeah, every time just...
Oh man,
Yeah, that's this week.
I really love Bentley, and I don't think they've given him enough in the Dan Slott run. And like where that might go, you're like, ooh, Bentley.
So this is in continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, so. Jack of Hearts.
Oh, he's back alive.
I know he was back. He's in
She-Hulk,
She-Hulk.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just in there as well.
Yes.
No explanation.
No, because I guess that's going to happen in She-Hulk.
Right, so it's ahead of She-Hulk.
After She-Hulk.
That's what I mean. Ahead of She-Hulk.
Oh, well, yes. See, ahead, the way you put that, I thought ahead means in front of. It was behind She-Hulk. Is it not?
I'm confused. Yes,
It is post She-Hulk.
There you go.
Yeah, we meant the same thing.
I know, but I thought you meant the other way.
Right.
Because it's not very clear.
I know what I mean. Anyway.
Anyway, if you like Fantastic Four, make sure you don't miss it. It's basically the next issue of Dan Slott's Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
which started off really, really slow. It's picking up pace. There's some good Doom stuff in there, not really, but a couple pages.
Yeah, I saw a couple of pages.
But yeah, this is where he's been leading. Yeah, interesting to see where it goes. I don't want to give away too much because it's the whole point of the book.
That's nice.
What do we do here? Buy the book. Just buy it and you'll find out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's the artist? Because art's nice.
Yeah, I don't know who the artist is. I don't read names. They're all weird names I can't say.
I
Names
think
anyway.
there's 3 artists credited here.
Yeah, one's...
You got Pacheco, Fonteres, and Magno.
Okay.
Because Magno's the Robot Avenger guy, right?
Take on.
No, the one before that. And like a bit of...
Oh, yeah, Invaders?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Alright, next book. Anyway. Superman and Robin special. Dylan, tell us all about it.
Okay, well, this is one of those issues with, a lot of those asterisks. that tells you what happened in this.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah.
I do
this
love
issue.
them. A footnote.
What you
Yes,
had
little
to read.
footnotes. There's like 3 in 1 page.
It's the best,
at
right?
one point, but it's like tongue in cheek.
Yes.
Yeah, it ties into lots of like a couple bits and pieces of Tomasi's Superman run.
Yep.
Essentially, there's a box and it screws with time. And
Not again.
one time, John and Clark travelled to what was the name of this
The world
place?
Time forgot.
The land that time forgot.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, Dinosaurs World War.
World War II. So it's basically just that coming back. But John is Superman now. He's like 18 and he's hanging out with Damien again. And
14?
14, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks about that.
Yeah, so they're basically just trying to figure out how to be friends again.
Yeah.
Because it's weird.
It is, like,
Yes.
you read it and it's weird, but
Yeah.
intentionally so. Like, the
Yes.
dynamic changes overnight.
I loved how it opened. He's sitting there, it's dinner time, he's having a bowl of cereal and he's watching a robot cartoon.
Yeah.
And then Lois comes in and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you having... Oh, hold on. You're acting like a 10-year-old.
Yes.
And you were 10 before you got sucked into that
Yeah.
dimension. So you're trying to make up for all that time you lost. And he's like, yeah, basically.
Yeah. Sometimes I need to switch out.
Yeah.
And just do stuff. It was great. But then Damien rocks up and he's been bugging the house. Which, excellent.
The art is awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It looks like a mix between like
It's very Todd Nook.
And Capullo.
Yeah, it's Capullo, I think. That's what I think, big time. Modern Batman Capullo.
Yeah.
with a little bit of Turner in the noses. I don't know. Yeah, it's just and a little bit of Matt as well. It's just I don't know. There's a good
The Hellbat suit, those pages, how great were they? The
really?
colouring on it too.
the colouring.
DC
it's
has some great colours.
So vibrant, and I know it's picky again, but the paper.
The paper
It's
make it,
great.
The paper make it pop.
Ah, yeah, it really does. Which is weird to say, but yeah, it just does.
But it's great. Like it's just a fun little one-off.
I love how Tomasi writes Damien too.
Yes.
He's just the biggest prick.
Yes.
Because other people don't really get him as
He's hard,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Because you can only push it too much and he's unlikable.
Yeah.
Well, Tomasi gets him like he's just a little shit,
Yes.
but like he's a good little shit sort of thing.
Yeah, they're having a conversation and John's like, oh yeah, I kind of miss my dad. I miss being able to talk to him. Damien's like, I guess I miss talking to my dad, but I'll never admit that I said that to anybody.
It's great. And like he gets all excited because he's getting to bash up some Nazis, and like it's just really fun. Like it wasn't a mind blowing issue. It's just a fun little superhero adventure comic, single issue. I love a nice one shot that's just fun. Like obviously we talk about Peacemaker. That's a one shot, but that's a heavier one shot.
Yeah.
This is comic books.
This is a classic
like,
comic book.
yeah, just a one shot, nice little comic book.
Self-contained.
These days, you basically have to be in it for the arc,
Yes.
right? But this, you can just pick it up.
Yeah.
It's like a 60s,
Yeah.
70s.
World's
book.
finest, right?
Yeah, well, you could just pick it up and that's it. There you go, one shot.
It says one shot.
DC is the best.
How bloody hard is it?
Oh, it's funny
The
because
other one was
ones,
DC2 champion.
Yeah, I know.
they're the best at being inconsistent.
Yes.
Alrighty. Mitten.
The
X
hell
legs.
is this book?
It's a continuation of Mike Allred's X-Force, X-Statics.
Okay.
He's like their third run now.
Well, it was... X-Force became X-Statics
Yes,
when with Liefeld.
But there was a run in, but there was a little mini a few years back. In between it.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
like
with you, You Go Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much a direct continuation, which is a bit bad for me because I have the issues. I haven't read the issues, but it's Mike Allred. I have to get it.
Yeah.
And like we're talking about color, Laura Allred,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Holy hell.
Like, I was thinking about this a while ago. I don't think I've seen Mike Allred without Laura.
No.
I don't know how. Yeah, it's
Well,
just.
if you know one makes you better, why would you?
But I just want to see how it looks like with
Yeah,
somebody
okay,
else's.
fair enough.
You know, if the art is still.
Pops as it does.
I don't think many people like there'd be guys that would be able to do as good a job, but most would ruin it
Give me a Sharpie, I'll do it.
because he's got such a flat style.
Yeah.
We've seen your art, Dave.
Some
But I
people
think
might
that's maybe
overdo it.
that's
Yeah.
because of the collaboration with
Oh,
Laura.
for sure. Oh, but like he pencils pretty light. It's not like he does a lot of shading. and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Like so, like like you get this guy to color it. Ooh, I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I think it'd be a bit of a mess. But you get like the guys that do Marcos Martin or Rodriguez, you know, that also do a sort of flatter colour would be fine. But anything too vibrant would be maybe wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because Statics or XForce originally, it was all... Basically, it was when they were about to lose the naming rights to the Liefeld characters. So they changed everything up. Like
So Ecstatics,
Yep.
Soldier X,
Yeah, instead of Cable.
and what was freaking
Oh,
Agent
Agent
X?
X.
Agent
Agent
X
Instead
was
of
Deadpool,
Was Deadpool.
and that lasted for about 6 months or
Yeah,
something.
so they obviously paid him off enough. Shut up, Liefeld. But they were like just the weirdest...
The offshoot X-Men,
Yeah.
like
That's where
oddball
Dupe
X-Men.
comes from.
Yeah.
Probably the most famous of
Mhm.
the things. Dupe, the Green Globe.
Nah,
Who was-
Princess Di was in this once, right?
No, they wanted it to be Princess Diana, but
The got feet.
yeah.
Like weird characters, like one dude like vomits radioactive stuff. Like
You got
they were
Mr. Sensitive, who is the most sensitive person.
very
Um,
like a little mystery man. With a little,
Madman, like it's
Yeah.
Mike Oren. So
Yes.
it's like his rockabilly, like 1940s sci-fi aesthetic sort of. He loves that stuff. It's weird. It's Mike Oren. So if you read Mike Oren, you know what you're in for.
Yes,
And if you haven't,
it's just like
but what are they? What
You cannot
are
be
they trying to do?
prepared.
Like without spoil, like what it says.
Well, it's-
for them trying to be famous.
This issue is sort of two groups. They're opposed, and they're trying to get more followers and really rewrite their big battle.
Right.
Like
like
with,
the-
with using media and social media and
because
PR.
he was always like the original team was what late 90s, early 2000s, maybe 2000, say 2000, 2001,
Yeah, sometime,
right?
sometime in the 2000s.
Like Dupe was just that flying
Yeah.
blob because he was video camera in their exploits.
And he speaks alien language only a couple of people
So
understand.
you know, like they were already getting filmed for TV and like
Yeah.
reality TV because that
In
stuff was
Mojo
new.
verse or
No,
different?
no,
just normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the idea is the X-Men, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
they're-
taking
they're-
the concept of X-Men.
Yeah, they were mutants,
Uh,
but they weren't. Yeah, X-Men.
It's
And they're like making like the Office or
It's
something. Like
X-Men.
No, it wasn't.
no, just
no.
but they're still
it's
X-Men, so
not.
they're still fighting villains and everything.
Yeah.
It's
it's
just
X-Men if it was Warhol, right?
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, it's,
Beautiful. Yeah, I get you.
like it's Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol.
Yes.
Yes,
Very much so.
absolutely.
Wow.
Like
okay.
you will have to have read Ecstatics to sort of
Yeah,
follow
get
the story. You can get it a little bit if you haven't read it because it's, they're trying to explain
Yeah.
stuff and it's not you'd be completely lost, but
It'd help a lot.
Yes.
yeah, it would
Yeah, fair
help,
enough.
but you won't be lost completely.
That helps.
And you've got the internet; you can just Google what happened in the other books.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it looks different. It is very different.
I just buy, it's Mike Oren, so
Yes, sure.
Speaking of different.
Echolands number 6. Gentlemen, what's been happening in Echolands this week?
So
Besides maybe the greatest double-page spread I've ever seen in my life.
is that the zombie one?
I don't know. This
Horror
little
Hill.
one.
Yeah, Horror
Yeah,
Hill.
that one's excellent. But there is also another
With the
one,
rocket?
the rocket
God.
one. Yeah, there's it's
Before
further
that,
back. Further forward.
like that. But I like the one before that.
Oh, when it's taking off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Pretty good.
J.H. Williams, the art is fantastic, but his layouts,
Oh,
their art as well.
it's next level.
We say it all the time, but because it's landscape, you can tell a story so much better
And
visually.
differently as well, because you've actually got to keep a track of where you're following, because the way he's plotted it, it's just amazing. So yeah, so they're all getting together. They met up with the alien that's the fortune teller at the end of the book in the 2 issues ago, and they're about to take on to Horror Hill to
which is basically Monster Island. It's all black and white.
yep.
That's where the Dracula girl is from.
And the Dracula brother is the king there, and they're in the rocket ship, and it is just it just keeps going. This is all. There's no villains in this one actually. Well, a couple of villains kind of become part of the team, and it's the end of the it's the end of the arc, and it does have a good ending. Obviously continuing through, hardcover's coming. But it is just such an epic story. It's so beautifully written. It's awesomely penciled. Like we've spoken about before, each character has its own defining look and texture and everything like that in the way that he's penciled it. Like you've got your old school Archie's-looking characters to your full goth Dracula to those zombies that Jay just showed you to just an old dude that looks like a Viking, Hagar the Horrible kind of. It's next level. It really is. Reading that today was just such a beautiful.
And the basic plot of the book, to break it down to a skeleton.
I suppose, yeah. We've been
The
talking about
main
it for 8
characters
months
have
now.
stolen something from the bad guy, the magical MacGuffin. The bad guy's trying to get it, and they're trying to escape.
And sent his daughter to chase them
so they're
across this
chasing the
crazy
good guy.
universe.
Yeah, that's the basic skeleton of the story. You know, it's not a new story, but
The first page is probably a ripper because one of the characters got his guts ripped out, and this alien replaced it with all this extra
Jack Kirby
mechanical,
stuff?
mechanical magic. And now when he talks, he's got this blue glare stuff that comes out of his mouth. It's just awesome, man.
That's a book that we could do with some real paper too, though.
Yeah.
Instead of the shine.
Hardcover will be interesting in what they do. I'm guessing it'll be shine.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I think it works better with a glossy paper
Yeah.
because it makes the art just
So it's
stand
more
out
distinctive?
more instead of
like
because regular paper would be very more subdued.
It's
because
like
of the,
varnish on an oil painting.
yeah, sort of. It makes the art and
It's still
everything. It
more
makes it
shiny
more
for what
pop.
I like. It's too shiny.
Yeah, but I reckon this shiny paper works for this because it makes the art look
I agree.
nicer.
The and at the back the what is it? The art, just the raw books. What do they call it?
Oh, yeah, rock up.
Jeez, that looked damn good. I don't get them, but yeah. Such a good book. So yeah, that's the end of the arc. The hardcover's coming. So if you aren't really into single issues, but you've maybe been in the shop and had a bit of a flick, they're on the shelf right next to the counter. Have a bit of a flick. If it's something that you think you might be into, definitely pick up that hardcover because it's not only great writing, it is action packed. It's easy to read, and it's just so beautiful. I'm actually probably going to buy a couple of hardcovers for my mates that I know would enjoy that kind of art and just have it as a coffee table book.
Yeah.
I'll be picking up the hardcover for sure.
It's awesome.
It's probably the best art books I've seen in a while.
I couldn't agree more.
Just on the art
Just
alone.
Yeah.
just for the art alone, and just so how distinctively different the art is, and how much he puts into the different styles. It's ridiculous.
And composition, man, that is really understated. And the format
The format
lets you
play with that
take
so
that.
much.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Dylan. Dylan's favourite book of the week, Human Target.
Oh, definitely.
Who read this?
Yeah,
I did.
Book of the week for sure.
I enjoyed it, but 2 full pages of Ted Cord just
Just
diarrhea.
dribbling. Yeah, it's great.
I love it. I asked him one question 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
And it's like I could get him drunk to just shut him up.
So good. So
And
day
this
4.
This is my least.
It is the
Favourite issue?
yeah, it is.
I like that he's just putting stuff together back a house, but then still willing to go into the room at the end too.
Oh, what
Yeah,
about that?
do you-
Cold.
Do you reckon she's red herring?
Oh, it's
Because it's pretty
this last issue is
heavy-handed.
so obvious that it's
Yeah.
her, that it's too obvious.
yeah,
But
unless he's figured it out already.
yes,
But yeah, it just seems like too heavy-handed, like nudging me, like it's her. She's
she's
it's.
femme fatale.
They're
Yeah,
making it
basically,
too
yeah,
obvious
yeah,
that it's her,
yeah.
that it's not her. Yes.
But I can't really see who it
Well,
could
the
have
way the
been.
twist is going to come
Yes.
from otherwise, right?
and it's got to be one.
Because
coming.
she's that kind of like girl next door. Kind
Yes.
of like, oh, she's really nice and
Yeah.
she's sweet.
Yes.
But is she?
Yes, yes.
It's like the last couple of pages where he's talking about the power of a god and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
for
like,
sure.
it's-
Yeah, like you're reading it, you're like, there's no doubt it's her, but
Yeah.
then you're like, but it's just too obvious.
Yes.
Issue 4.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen for the next
Yeah, we got another. Yeah, 7.
8 to go?
There
Yeah.
you go, bloody hell. Jesus. Okay.
This issue was so superhero-y too.
Yes.
Love that page where it's just chance the whole page with all this onomatopoeia just flying off
Yeah,
panels,
like the
and he's
cover.
just drinking. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that was
Oh,
great.
just some of the ridiculousness.
You could give
know?
me a day and I'll come back in a bear suit and try and lure him back. Just
just-
start giving him shit.
The reality of what a superhero like Ted Cord would be like. Just
Yeah, let's go
get
here,
a job
here.
after each second.
Even though it did seem like
They were trying to
string
Stay
along.
busy?
Yeah, stay busy and not really answer the real questions, and it's so much going on in that.
the,
book.
the
It's
little
so good.
bits about
How worked up
Booster.
Oh,
No, like the where the money sort of come. That,
oh yeah,
that
with
was
John,
great.
with John, yeah.
That was great. Great. I really like that.
And
part.
Booster's just trying to be Ted Cord.
Yes, yes.
Excellent book. Yeah, I think that's my book of the week. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier. Was 80% of the dialogue was just Ted
at
Ford?
least
Oh, man,
80%,
so
right?
sure. Yeah.
90%.
Besides in a monologue, yeah.
Because she says what, like 5 lines? In
Yeah,
that maybe
it's just
thing?
Ted Cord answering one
And
question
he's in a monologue.
all
That's
day.
essentially the whole book.
Yes.
And not answering anything, just talking.
Yeah. I did really like
And if
how...
I did, not to say that I
Yeah.
would, but
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
would,
yeah,
and
just
I'll
going
make up an
around in
alibi, and that
circles.
alibi would
Yeah.
be fake anyway.
Yeah. I really like that, where he's like, oh, I would say that I'm not the killer, but you
But
would
you know the
expect-
killer
would say
that.
Of course I'd say that, right? What else am I going to
So,
say?
yeah,
And
And then bringing up about I wouldn't have done it and it's wrong and I wouldn't have killed him. But if I did kill it, it's like OJ. Like if I did, it's so good.
The only twist I could see coming is, you don't think maybe it's just Lex has whacked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was
That's
thinking. It's
boring.
just yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I know.
I hope it's not, because I did think that in the first
Right.
issue. And I'm like, is this all just going to be a whole ruse to come back to Lex?
Mm.
But then what's Lex's real plan behind it? Unless there's a whole story.
So he doesn't have to pay him or something.
as Lex.
Or just you think you could act like me? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
ego, it's all ego.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Interesting.
All right, let's get into some more weirdness. The
So I
thing
I haven't got to this
issue
yet. Didn't get any
4.
better.
Oh man,
Oh,
this
really?
book is just
Oh shit. Okay.
so weird.
I was hoping for. I've got one more. I was hoping for a bit of clarity in issue 4.
No,
So is there a story? I haven't read them.
Well, there
but-
is.
What?
Well,
Sort of,
you've got the
yeah.
guy killing people and taking their hearts, and you go because you read this issue,
Okay.
so I'm just going to shut
so
up.
all right, they split Ben and Alicia up, right? Alicia's
Yeah.
got a new dude. Ben's got a new girl. So there's definitely people pulling some strings.
Yep.
I started thinking to myself, is it just going to be her old man involved?
Please don't.
But it just, I don't, but the kid's the other thing. All right, so the kid knows everything. The kid's shifty. Last issue, the kid was
Oh, yeah,
so
because he's just sitting there
shifty.
having a conversation with the
the champion.
Yeah.
Well, this one, like, Surfer rocks up, and then like they're talking about stuff, and then something comes up about the Watcher, and the kid calls him Utu,
You too.
and like Surfer's like, how do you know that name? That's not common knowledge on Earth. And it's like, don't worry, moving along. And you're like, nobody says anything when this kid says or does some strange stuff. Because they've got they give the Surfer takes the champion away, right? And then, but leaves the belt, because the belt's a device that can bring more people, blah, blah, blah. And the kid's like, oh, cool, can I play with that? You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, this kid is the evil one. The kid is behind everything. What's going on here? But it's just weird. It's just weird.
We'll get to that tomorrow.
But yes. It's weird. Enjoyable. But my God.
I love the art.
Yes.
I really, really dig the art.
And it fits. Because it's very... Because it's not written like a modern comic. You know, it's written old school. And like it's a little clunky and a little...
Because it's kind of got that self-contained
Yeah.
nature.
Yes.
Where, the last issue he was just fighting the champion dude, and before that it was the Futurama underground
Yep.
mutant city.
Because the dude's writing it like the Fantastic Four that he read
Yeah.
as a kid, right? Like Stan and Jack Fantastic Four. Just a little bit better because he's a,
Yeah, and a bit
a
of
writer.
more out there because we're in 2020. Yeah.
But it's so strange. But I enjoy it. But I read and go, what's that? Like, I just...
What was that?
And it is a 5-parter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or
I think
6-parter.
5 or 6.
Maybe 6.
I might say on the front, like part
No, it just says 4.
underneath the art thing.
Well, it says to be continued, not to be
Yeah,
concluded.
it must be 6 then.
Maybe.
I enjoy it, but it's just strange. And it's also hard to read. Not hard to read, but like it's so out of continuity.
It says popular.
Oh, okay.
Where at least like DC and their Black Label stuff, the oversizedness or even like the Prestige, they're a bit. It's just like I read this and then I read the Fantastic Four and you're like, what? Okay, yeah. But good.
Yeah.
Good. Next thing I read, Daredevil Woman Without Fear, not bad.
Well, that's where that needs to be like a Marvel Knights or something.
Right?
100%.
They need a logo.
Something different.
Is Knight still around?
No,
No,
but like something
because it ran that into
to
the
that
ground,
point.
and that's what this should always been.
Yeah.
Yes. This is good. Just follow on to the next issue. Not a lot to talk about. Her and Craven fighting. Anybody else reading this?
No.
Yeah, it just goes on to with what's happening in Daredevil and her past, and the hand, and all that sort of stuff. The only cool bit was the last page sort of thing. She's going to fight Kraven again, but right in the middle of the city. And she's like, this is not a good place for super people to be fighting. And Kraven don't care because he's all sweet.
Oh.
He's badged up, shall we say.
Oh.
Okay.
So that was slightly interesting.
That's going to make the next book interesting.
Yeah. If he's going to be elsewhere or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good issue, but not a lot to talk about. There's a lot of inner turmoil.
Okay.
Daredevil Electro stuff. Good, but whatever. Alright, more weirdness.
A little bit more information.
Ex-Lars Wolverine.
You get a little bit more information. But
Wow.
we're jumping
How
around a
good
lot.
is the art?
Dude.
God damn. Who is it? Joshua Cassara.
Yeah, he's one of the new dudes. He's one of the, what do they call this? Stormbreakers.
Trying his hardest to look like a Cuvit.
Maybe he's from the
Did you
school.
see his... I think it was his variant
for
cover.
sure.
With the big wolvie. The big...
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was...
Very much so.
Yeah, it's... Oh, you didn't have a look?
No, I haven't.
Very,
It's-
I think the art looks exactly like Origin 2.
Yes. Especially the bear at the start.
Yes.
100%. The bit in bed with his wife when she turns, that double page, I
Great.
think it's double page, those bones are so raw. It looks so damn good. There it is there. That's only one page, damn you.
So it's Wolverine. Jean Grey somehow sent a Wolverine in the past.
Well, Xavier had two. Kind
Yes.
Of. Yeah.
But we're not exactly sure
How-
why or how or really what's going on. The last issue, yes.
And
Because he was
essentially-
there to save
Yeah.
Xavier.
But
This
going
one,
back
I
to
don't really
Wolverine
know
in
what the point is.
different parts of his past life to save Xavier at a certain point of his life. So, one point he's a teenager and he's got literally fighting a bear, escapes in the snow, and he's on a dog sled to go to the middle where Xavier at the time is a ship captain, and there's
Well,
about
I just assume that's old, like Xavier.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, and Xavier is a ship captain, and he is about to get a mutiny, so about to die, so he needs to be saved. So once again, we see the Omega Reds taking people's bodies. We find out a bit more about Omega Red, where he was. Yeah, we may as well get into it.
Yeah.
So essentially, it looks like now he was killed and brought back without his knowledge, and that little device that you thought he was going to turn into, Dave, that's inside him. It's a
Surveillance tracker?
monitoring device and tracker. So they know.
Mikhail meets him and tells him this.
Yes, and that was all done by Beast. So that was those letters in the past books. And he said, once you realise your true past and everything that's going on, you'll come back to Russia and we will... So,
My favourite part were the Team X pages, though.
Yes.
I'm
Columbia.
a sucker for that stuff. Sabertooth, Maverick, the black and gold.
The art...
I love Team X.
Yeah.
And so, like, in it, the CIA sort of operatives, drug lords, South American cocaine drug lords, but they're about to kill the village as well. You know, like, no, whatever.
Villages.
Yeah, like, just
Yeah.
everybody. Wolvie remembers what he's there really doing, even though he's supposed to be doing what Jean wants.
And what he did after that.
Yeah. So he just goes off and...
Goes off. All right.
Yeah, gives it to Sabertooth, gives it to Maverick and tells Maverick, you're better than this.
And says, and Maverick's like, you're not going to finish me off. He's like, nah, the cartel's coming through. You'll take care of yourself.
Yeah, you've always been a survivor.
Yeah.
I love Team X. The black costume with the yellow armor. It's just cool looking. They just look bad. And I love Maverick. Maverick's one of the most coolest, badass looking X-Men characters ever.
So really good book, but we still don't know what's going on.
Nah.
There's a couple of those.
No. All of them.
It seems like
No,
the best.
there's a couple.
It seems
So
like
we
the
know what's
best
going
books.
on. Like that next... Not... Yeah, that.
It seems like the best books. You don't know what's going on.
Yes. Well, I don't want to be spoon-fed.
Dave.
I do.
We know.
He's not talking about
I
comic
like-
That's a one shot.
He's not talking about
Because
comic books
I
either.
like to be thinking, was it going to go this way? And then you
Yeah.
get surprised that
Yeah.
it's not. And sometimes, even if it does go the way you're thinking, that's not necessarily bad, as long as it's good.
And with the amount of books we've read, you see those tropes
Of
and you
course,
think it's going to go
right?
one way, so you wanted that trick. You
100%.
want to be fooled. You want... Yeah.
Book of the week for me, without doubt, my favourite comic on the stands. Crossover. Can't get into too much.
No.
Even though the internet has spoiled it everywhere, because next issue, big thing at the end, big thing next issue, guest creative teams, that Image spruiked about the day after this came out, spoiling what's going on, and you're like, good on you, Image.
Yeah,
you couldn't even wait a weekend.
Yeah, I didn't even see any of it, so I'm good.
I haven't seen anything. This is all news to me.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I just picked up, managed to get 7 to 11 in
But
the box
this-
now, so that's
Yeah,
getting
I'm just
picked up.
waiting for
This
the
is
trade.
all the Donny Cates stuff.
I can't wait for the trade.
There's some just amazing,
Catesness.
well, Donny Cates in it.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Donny Cates in it. It is amazing.
I need to be finished so I can get this trade so I can start picking
Let's
up
do
the
another
singles.
issue to go before the trade. I'm not waiting.
So good, so good, so good. Like you start getting stuff, answers, but then you got more questions. And you're like, what? Oh wait, no, that can't be right.
There's only one issue of everything.
There may be one issue missing of one of them now.
Um,
We'll have a look.
But yeah, big issue, big issue. If
If you know, you know.
yes, if you're a fan of some other Image books, you might want to check this out. Speaking of Image books, Newburn.
Almost could have been book of the week.
Oh, this was good.
It is so good. And
This is
like
good.
we got a pretty big answer on what was going on pretty quick. I didn't expect.
You're like, what's happening for the rest of the mini, right?
Well, yeah, I didn't expect to like. So essentially, what's happening? Newburn is a detective that works for all the different mobs and mafias and gangs in New York City, essentially. And at the moment, there has been a spate of different people getting killed all across all the different gangs. So he works kind of with the police because he makes them look really good. Because when he solves the crimes, they then get the kudos for it. In the first issue, he met up with this young girl who was completely bullshitting him. He saw through her, but liked the way she played the game, and he's brought her on as his little offsider. And in this issue,
She's the replacement.
oh for sure, he's getting too old. And in this issue, we really get to the bones of what's going on. We find the castle, which is like this neutral zone, kind of like in John Wick, where there's the neutral zone for all the mobs, where they go there like once a week to sort out all their shit with
Run by a law
violence.
firm.
Yeah, run by an old school law firm, and yeah, someone's been going along and essentially the same style of murders across the board, but across all the different gangs, and
That gets resolved, basically.
got resolved halfway through the book.
Oh.
And I'm like, hang on, I actually stopped, flicked
Yeah.
it back, and went, okay, it is issue 3.
That sounds like
I
an
would
issue
expect
6.
Yes. You're like,
Okay.
what happens next?
And then that kind of section gets resolved, and then it continues on, and then we've got a short story at the end that is.
Well, that's been running. There's been short stories
Oh
previously.
yeah, but with that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to go back in.
Though at the end of the main story,
I didn't want to. Yeah, I was going to leave that bit,
but you get that, and you're like, okay, so that where it's going to go, and I think the newspaper stuff's going to come back around.
Yeah, true.
But really, yeah, you halfway through, and you're like, "Whew, what now?"
Yeah.
Like if it was an ongoing sort of thing, you'd be like, okay, that's that arc over. Jesus, short issue arc. But,
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, it was a bit jarring. Great.
I'm glad. I was expecting them to bleed that out too
Yeah, of
long,
course.
and I'm really happy that they just nailed that through and moved on.
And how?
Oh, dude,
and like-
how they figured it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was more of a maybe not necessarily gangling murders, but something a little bit more sinister.
Yeah.
But this book is top notch, man. If you like your crime, you like your detective stuff, new world, no superheroes, nothing like that. It's next level, and it's definitely for all you speckies out there. There's going to be a TV show. So
Oh, it screams TV show.
and I can't wait for the TV show to come out. And
Shit on it.
What?
play Newburn.
Hope it's Netflix or it gets cancelled after 2 weeks.
Yeah, before I get to watch it.
John Hamm.
John Hamm.
Nah, too young still, and you don't want him to be older.
I
I've come
don't
back.
think John Hamm. I don't feel John Hamm. I would believe John Hamm's that cerebral.
Yeah.
I'm not saying John Hamm's an imbecile, but I don't think he works like that.
Yeah, okay.
I just no.
Yeah.
If he was a little bit younger and maybe a little bit skinnier, I reckon Alfred Molina would do an awesome job. But his look isn't quite right.
Not hardened
But
enough.
his acting and his style of character, he could do that
Yes.
really well.
Yeah.
Maybe a younger Tommy Lee Jones would have been maybe good at it too. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Lee.
what are you giggling about? Really? I don't want to.
Alrighty, next Nocterra 7 knitting. What's going on in Nocterra?
Stuff. But
Did you read this?
I did read
Okay.
it.
gonna say you dropped him in the deep end if you hadn't read it, man.
Asked him.
So look at this shit. All right, I'll tell you.
They've got a convoy now, going out around. Well, in this one,
Safety numbers still.
yeah, basically they're hunting
Tacos.
the shades to make
Yep.
food,
Oh.
Yeah,
you know, to eat because
Yeah.
you know what you could eat.
Yeah. And the animals.
Yeah, the animals.
All
they're
the
like,
animals are shades.
yeah, they're mashed up animals too. So you know they get like a possum rat combination and other stuff. But they find like this outpost that they've got all around the world or the country, which was started out as a drive-in.
Yep.
And they start adding more screens, so it's it's continually shedding light.
Yes.
And they get there, there's nobody there, and it turns out sort of there's a survivor that was saying that the human shades aren't just they're not acting like the filthy like the animals, mindless animals that everyone has seen. They've sort of
got a bit of
a bit of a mind and stuff. So that was that's basic. That was the overarching
bit of an
point.
evolution of the shades.
Yeah. And Blacktop Bill, because he disappointed his handlers, they've done the blackness to other people.
Yeah, I've seen more. I was like,
Yes,
what's going on there?
so they're hunting him.
They look awesome. Those
and
ones.
that's a great design. It's just all matte black,
Yeah,
no
it's very
shades,
Sin
no
City look.
nothing. It's great. So there's other ones that like him hunting him now. He took care of them, but
Yeah.
you know,
Or if they've sent people after
yeah, because
once,
he was
they're not going to stop, right?
he disappointed. Like overall, I like this book. I wasn't like 2-3 issues in. I was like, but it started picking up in the
Because the
fourth
concept
issue.
was so cool.
Yeah,
But it was a little clunky. Because it's so much
Very
to
explaining.
build,
I mean,
yeah, it's like
those
the
first
world
couple,
building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a bit heavy
Yeah,
on
yeah.
handed.
exposition.
Yeah.
But I think it's gone past that. You've gotten basic like a handle of
Because you've set
what the
you've
situation
set
is.
The rules, so to speak.
I don't mind it. Great turn,
Ah,
Daniel Art.
amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty good book.
Fair enough. Alrighty, just about the last book of the week. DC vs Vampires. This continues to be very good.
I keep forgetting to read that.
Oh no, this is good. So this is
It seems like it's coming out really fast.
really fast. It's just monthly, but it just feels real fast because it's great.
Considering DC's a week behind most of the time.
So the main thing of this, Zatanna comes to see Constantine, but he already knows she's turned. But he don't really care. He just wants to have a chat anyway.
It's Constantine.
Yeah, right. So while that's going on, Bruce is in the cave, and Ollie comes to attack.
Yeah, that looked really
And
cool.
they have their fight, and they both think each other's turned.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's good.
Although they can still look normal. Oh, because it's a tarnish, you can probably make herself look.
No, they generally look.
They can probably retract.
Yeah.
Because, like, how is in the Justice League all the time and not everyone knows he's a vampire?
Yeah, and he's standing next to Superman. He
Yeah.
has X-ray vision and stuff, I guess. So.
That's so good.
Soups.
That first
He's
arrow.
a dummy.
That first arrow. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Those pages
That's so good.
the two, those two main sort of conversations throughout the book were both really good. Like somebody else rocks up with Constantine and Zatanna and tries to attack her, and like Constantine's like, I don't care, she's my friend. We're having a chat. Leave her alone. It's just fun. I don't know, Superman.
Yeah?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if he's even just an imbecile. Like, the man's supposed to be a reporter, so you think he'd be, unless he's playing the dumb hick to get more info, or is he?
Or he's turned?
Yeah, or
okay.
is he already been?
Yeah, he's a
turned?
reporter, but he's not Lois Lane in, undercover.
No, but
He also has super hearing and X-ray vision.
yes,
But it's not like they're on all the time.
no, but like
But isn't the ability to do
Last
it all the
issue-
time?
Plus, I would say
Look, it's on the
'Cause
cover. He's back.
they're the Justice League, so you would be like more trusting. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He's not like Batman who would
Yeah.
be, spying on them. And,
But last issue, Wonder Woman's like, it's Bruce. He's the one that killed the Flash. We gotta go get him. And Superman's like, okay. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. He trusts Wonder Woman.
Yes.
That's the thing. They're his teammates. He doesn't
But-
have any reason to suspect them
But-
of lying to him.
Oh, I don't
Do you know what I mean?
I think he would.
Would he have more faith in Batman not killing people?
Yes.
Yeah, when it's his friend getting blamed, he'd be like, hold on, let me think about this for a second.
Why?
Yeah.
Who's got something to gain out of
Yeah.
this sort of thing?
Or more so, his first reaction, I would feel, is he's been set up.
Yes.
Like, straight away.
Never
Yeah.
could Bruce be doing this.
Exactly. He's got this undying faith.
Well,
Right.
Ollie's big thing is like, you live in a cave and dress like a bat.
Of
Good enough for me.
Because Ollie's an idiot. I love it.
That's pretty good.
I might get the trade when it's finished. Like 12 issue, eh?
Yeah. I've enjoyed it. Because at first you're like, 12 issues? How do you stretch 12 issues out? But we don't know who's top of the food chain.
It may end terribly. That ruins the story.
Still trapped, Dave.
So that's got me starting to think more and more. Who's at the top then? Who's at the top?
It's soups.
You know? I was starting to think possibly.
Oh,
Is
no,
the
is
Lex
it?
thing?
Yes.
The Lex thing? I'm going to be the one that saves mankind? Oh my god.
Yeah, and he could
I
be...
know.
Magic and stuff.
Solar battery is the...
Yeah, that's true.
If they decide to do that,
yeah.
he's a solar battery, so I don't know if he would be affected by the vampirism. Like that story back in the day.
Yeah, you could, like... As a writer, you could finagle your way around that.
Oh,
somehow.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm sure you can
Yeah.
figure out a way. It's like... It's not in continuity, is it? No, obviously not.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as I'm saying, I'm like, what are you idiot?
Yeah, they've just made Hal Jordan a vampire.
Yes. The
As soon as
Legion of
as
Doom's
I was saying, I'm like, you idiot.
That's about all the books. Nitin, how was this? This was an official Image timeline. You read all this?
I read all of that. I wasn't going to
That's
read
some
all of
very
it.
interesting bits you showed us.
Oh, that,
Yeah, it's just, as I said, it's the official
Plantation.
Yeah.
timeline of how Image came about.
Yeah.
With, like, pictures of books and...
That's actually really interesting.
It's
Yeah.
not like a concise month by month,
Course.
day by day. It's like it skips periods and
You
stuff.
hit
But
your
it's
tentpole
it's
moments?
major stuff. Like
Max.
the how the formation of Image was probably the best part
Yep.
of how the dude that was head of Marvel at the time is just
Idiot.
an idiot, and no wonder they went bankrupt, as you said.
Yeah.
Basically likened them to slaves. They'd like get them,
Literally.
and yet call them interchangeable.
And
and
I do
like,
understand that sort of was and still is a prevalent thinking in comics. Like, you just an artist, I can get another artist.
Especially back then,
Yeah, and
right?
it generally was true, but those dudes had like
they
all
were
their
selling-
sales
were off through the roof,
right?
millions.
Yeah, they weren't replaceable. They tried,
Yeah.
but because they were so different, like they were
Yeah.
a changing of a guard sort of
Yes,
thing,
for sure.
that they weren't replaceable. You know?
Because you can see that kind of mantra when you look at, like, when Jack Kirby went over to DC.
Yeah.
And DC didn't like how we drew Superman, so
Yeah.
they got, like, Kurt Swan to
Yeah,
redraw.
you got to draw our way.
And we're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's the same. No one will notice that it's a freaking different artist drawing the face.
Well, at Marvel, everyone's trying to still draw like Kirby.
Yeah.
Spidey, Dicto leaves, Remitter comes on. First half dozen issues, drawing Dicto he has, and then slowly they turn into John Romita Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely the way comics are and were, but when they're doing those kind of numbers, they're not... What was Spider-Man selling before, Todd? What was New Mutants selling before Liefeld?
Yeah.
You know?
X-Men.
Yeah.
So many good books.
Yeah, the interesting parts at the beginning of the formation, and it goes through like who came and first Image book here, and
Yeah.
who was major books coming out, toys, anniversaries.
Because
what
25
books,
years,
yeah,
you can't have every book.
But
But
like what books won what award, and stuff like
Was-
who left when, and
Yeah,
when
all
who
the partners coming
when
and going.
Robert becomes
Wildstorm, Seven Up, or
partner,
whatever.
and, all that.
What about when you're looking through it? Do you
Oh, wow.
do you see the progression of? Oh, we're not going to do Image style, and Valentino takes over as publisher, and we start
Well, that
going
was-
indie.
It says in there they started doing superhero books just because to get the notice.
That's what's selling.
Yeah, get a notice. People notice us with the superheroes and move on to, and it's like the best part is like, Image own nothing. They
Yes.
own the eye
Yep.
and the letterheads. It's creator owned
Yes,
basically,
yes.
which is interesting. He's got you got little bits of photos. You got little bits of
Because their whole
ephemera
setup
that
is very interesting.
Valentino's collected over the years. He says he's
Does it explain Top Cow?
it mentions Top Cow. You know, it's just saying all the creators did their own imprints.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, that there was like Homage that became Top Cow and Rob Liefeld's Extreme Studios and stuff like that.
Wild Storm and all that.
Yeah.
Because like the way it was working, Liefeld says in the old days is basically all the original guys, $2,000 a book, you had to pay Image for what they did, right? And you got the rest, right? You obviously you pay your artists, your colorist, your letterer, your whatever. You pay Image $2,000 for
Like a franchise.
yeah. Do the publishing stuff and the printing
Get the
stuff
name
and
out there, they've
whatever,
got the
right?
name and everything
They
like
still
that.
got to have stuff.
Yeah.
But that was one of the contentions. Liefeld was like, I've got 20 books. Goddamn Todd does one book. He's paying $2,000. I'm paying $20,000.
Stop being so reductive.
Yes.
Stop drawing in a car.
Yes.
I like how
Draw more feet.
they talking about in the early days, they did like a
And then they kicked him out.
Yeah.
they did like a 24-hour signing.
Yeah.
Rob Liefeld did a 24-hour signing.
He's the best. He's the best.
Taking ash cans to cons and just selling out. I didn't.
Do they have the car in there?
No, they did mad. I didn't know this bit. Like how Marvel went to what is it? A distributor. Like the what was it called?
Here as well?
Heroes World distributor. They bought them out and then DC was like panicked and went to Diamond.
Yes.
And everybody else was with Diamond as well. So
Because there was multiple distributors, and
Yeah.
then Marvel's actions basically formed
Yes.
the monopoly of Diamond. Even though that was a good thing. Like DC. And I'm sure that's where it'll head back again as well. Liefeld's the best. I highly recommend his podcast.
Very happy man.
Observations.
Very happy man at the moment, being a LA Rams fan. So watching on
they
Instagram.
haven't won it yet.
I know, but at least it's
Maybe
there.
after a while.
He's just the most excited.
Yeah.
He just loves comics still.
Yeah.
He's seen the highs of highs and the lowest of lows.
It is cool to see what he posts because he's just down to earth and
Yeah.
he just loves it and
Yeah.
he doesn't care. Like he knows people makes fun of him for different things.
Yeah.
He just doesn't give a shit. He just plays along.
He
He's-
draws
yeah.
what he likes.
He's
Exactly.
mellowed out
Oh, massively.
from this Wunderkind days.
Of course.
Didn't he do a variant recently and it was a character called like the Pouch?
Yes.
And he was a
Yeah.
pouch
And-
with pouches on him
and the face was a pouch.
and the gun was a pouch.
Yeah, so yeah, he's mellowed out and just,
Yeah.
you know, makes fun of
He
himself.
was too young to get that much success and that much money.
Yeah.
And no boss
yeah.
then,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Your early 20s, making millions that you got a goddamn spaceship car. It's going to get to your head.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
I like they mentioned McFarlane buying Maguire's baseballs in here. It's great. But no, it's a pretty good. It's not a concise history of Image, but it's a good overview. You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
All the good points, and yeah, as I said, the formation stuff in the beginning. That's the good stuff. They got some like cool covers of like the crossovers that they've done.
Yeah.
Like the intercompany crossovers, intra-company crossovers, some of the toys. You know, good stuff.
You got my Spawn figure in there. My Max figure from the Spawn line.
Dylan, did you ever see that? That Supreme statue that's like this Superman with crypto?
No. Oh.
That's great, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Alan Moore's-
I've seen the Superman one.
Yeah, the Alan Moore. That was his Superman, basically,
Yes.
Supreme. Yeah.
Cool.
Alright,
And
so
like-
good reading.
That is the Evangeline statue, which the shop had for ages.
Magdalena.
Magdalena?
Yeah.
The shop had.
It's a
That's a
great statue.
freaking great
She,
statue.
I think she's one of the coolest looking chick characters I've ever seen. At that time of, we're just going to make boob girls.
Yep, like Witchblade,
Yeah.
with just bits of little.
Fathom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she just looked cool. And because that whole Witchblade Darkness, their little universe was excellent, and a shame that they ran it into the ground.
Anyone ever play that Darkness game?
No.
With the-
I've heard nothing but good stuff about
So
it.
damn cool. Such a good game. Yeah, because you go and hide in a spot and you take the tendrils out and they take out lights and yeah, it's awesome.
See, like, if you could do budget, obviously you're not going to be able to have Witchblade look like Witchblade, but like a Witchblade Darkness show and series of shows
Oh, like
with the whole
universe,
mythology,
yeah.
you could do some cool stuff on Netflix or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
another
very VX heavy.
Yeah, 100%. Too much. But you could just, like, Darkness being the mob stuff and her being
Yeah,
the cop
cop,
stuff. Like,
yeah.
there's some really good stuff there, but just even a great animated series.
that could work for sure. All right.
Anything would be better than that old Witchblade TV show. With that drunk
Yeah,
chick.
that was terrible.
And yeah, it's Image's 30th anniversary. That's why you're getting this. there's an Image United sort of series coming out. It's in the new previews. Did you
What?
see that?
It's called Image. Right?
Aren't we waiting
Yeah, it's
for
just
number
called
8
Image.
still or something like
No,
that?
no, there's a different like series.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Image
It's-
United.
it's
That's why
not-
I was like, they finished it?
It's more akin to like the Skybound X stuff that came out
Ah,
recently. So it's like a
Boo.
Image anthology
Yeah.
sort
There's
of.
me Image United issue 3.
You never get that. The covers are in here.
When was that? Like, was that the 20th anniversary? Must have been. Was it 15 even?
I think it was wasn't the 10th that came out on the 13th anniversary because it was the 10th. It was the 10th anniversary book that was supposed to come out. That came out 3 years after. Because of Todd. Because of Todd. And even when it did come out, Todd's sections were just a page with a bunch of text and like a little narrow bit of art. He's like a little narrow rectangle of art and just it's text.
Good job, Todd.
Everyone else had their stuff done.
Let's go.
Image United.
Oh,
Where
excellent.
was it?
It's in the back with the cover. Oh, the write up.
They get to it? Nah,
It's in there.
skipped it.
No, they mention it.
Embarrassed.
They do mention it. It's in there somewhere. They don't, go into detail
That was just
about
them
it.
at their stupidest thinking that was ever going to work. We'll all lay out an issue each, but each creator draws their own character in each issue, each panel. Anytime you see Spawn, it's got to be Todd drawing it.
That was
So
never good.
Liefeld would do the layouts for the whole issue 1. And then Liefeld would do issue 2. But then you send it to Todd to actually draw Spawn. Then you send it to Sylvester to actually draw Witchblade. And you got 2 issues and then it died. I wonder why. Maybe. I think there was 0, 1, and 2 maybe. And I think it was the Todd issue that might have hit the wall.
There's a shock.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading the last interview and I think he's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to have to finish it.
Yeah,
Too
the
busy
bottom.
making Haunt.
December.
Image United. So what year are we talking here? December of what?
That would have been, if Haunt was around, that would have been around 2012 maybe?
Another year.
2012, yeah.
Boom!
I think, yeah. Oh, 2009. 2009.
Shit!
Oh,
2009.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Shit, really?
That was,
Wow.
Image United.
So Haunt came out before I went down the pub. Wow.
God damn it.
And like Image, the collected one it came out before that.
Yeah.
3 years later.
Yeah. And they're the
That's
best.
gold.
Don't change.
Dale, you read anything else?
I finished off Superman 78.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's a great fun book.
Yeah.
I love that book.
It was fun. Still, standout star, Lex Luthor, and his nicknames for himself. Man, it makes me laugh every time. Yeah, it was cool, and it was actually some really interesting, fresh stuff with Brainiac. Like, Brainiac, he's kind of trying to prevent races from destroying themselves. Because that's kind of what his people did.
Because he's the last of his kind.
Yeah. That was very interesting. I
Yeah,
haven't really
he's
seen
not-
that.
Okay.
He's not a robot.
Yeah.
He's kind of a robot. He's a cyborg.
So big.
Yeah, that was fun. I
Nice.
think that was all I read, really. That was it.
Not going to ask Dave.
Then,
I read the new issue Static.
oh yeah.
This was fun. It was action. There was stuff happened. They're trying to break out the bang babies that the government have, locked up to experiment with / make a little Black Ops team out of them. That was pretty cool. What else did I read? That's all I remember. I'm sure I read something else. Yeah, it was like I read them on Fridays. That's ages ago.
Yeah, it's ages ago. Yeah, because we are doing the podcast a day late because of me, so sorry about that, peoples.
Whoops. I think up to
was
go
away for the
Queensland.
up to bloody Queensland, unfortunately. So happy birthday, Dad! You're never going to see this anyway. So,
What do you mean he doesn't watch every week?
what those picture books? Don't tell me you read books if you're talking about comics. Anyway, so on the plane ride, I read the first part of Mouse, which is quite topical at the moment. Picked it up last week and thought that would be smashed it in the on the plane ride there. Wow. So yeah, essentially it comes in 2 parts. The first part is Art going to his dad over a certain amount of time and just talking about everything that his dad went through as he grew up, and then through to the Auschwitz, essentially, and through the concentration camps through Poland and Germany, and It is just such a scary and sad story. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't, like... I just kept scoffing. I'm like, oh and like Dana, I kept telling bits to Dana, and she's like, "Are you shocked? Are you surprised?" I'm like, "I'm not," but still, like, shit. Like the guys that, like, they were hidden, and one guy found them, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll keep your secret." And then the next page, he's ratting them out, and then 3 pages later, the one that ratted them all out, Art's dad's burying him because he got done by the Gestapo for being, a snitch. And then there's another bit where he just happened to be seeing this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I know," like one of the other police, and he said, "Oh, you're a friend of Herschel. He's a good man." Blah blah blah. And he tells the story later. He's like, "You're so lucky. He kills a Jew every day just for fun." Like, just the craziness of it, and then to see the panel and the short story, because there's a part where Art did a short story years before this had all happened, around him coping with the death of his mother. She killed herself in 1968, and his father had never seen it, but saw the actual story. And essentially that is where this banning of the book came from. And I showed the book to my folks and their friends that were at their house for the weekend, and told them a bit about it, and they'd heard about it. And I said, "You know why it got banned?" And you can actually see those pages, they're black all the way through. So in the book, you can go straight to them. You know how long it took me to try and find that panel in those 4 pages to find it? It's just such a bullshit reason.
That's not even the actual reason. That's the
100% it's not. But even just to use that as the fake excuse is as flimsy as all hell. It's so powerful. People need to read it. Look, I think you need to be around, probably, I'd go 16 and above to read it. I'll be honest. I don't think you'd have the mentality for it, and it wouldn't hit home enough if you are 12 or 13, to be honest. But once you have, like, if you had some history lessons and you've heard a bit around what happened with the genocide and everything like that, I definitely think it's a book that you need to pick up and have a look at.
Like late high school, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's when I read it.
Definitely. So the second part is then Art in his life and how his relationship with his father has impacted his life and so forth. So I'm really interested I'll probably read that this week, but holy hell, what a torment. And then, like, just them, what they had to do to hide, like, okay, so there's one bit where I'm going to say this one bit. So there's one bit where he's got he takes his son to the bank and to get him a key for his safety deposit box. And he shows him what's in the box, and it's a cigarette case, and that's 14 karat gold, and a makeup case as well. And he's like, "How have you still got these?" He said, "When the Gestapo came, I dropped them down a chimney where we were hiding. And then once we got out of Auschwitz, I went back to the house in the cover of night, broke into the house while the people there were sleeping, dug through the bottom of their fireplace to get these 2 ornaments, because he knew how good the gold was and what their burning temperature was, and knew that would be the things he could keep." Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And just the way that they were treated, I know it's been spoken about over and over, but it just, like, even the first line of the book is a quote from Hitler that says, "Yes, the Jews are a race, but they are not human."
Yeah.
I always think, like, when you read it, especially that first time you're reading it, like, when you flick at it and you see the cats and the mice and stuff, how real it is, even though they're caricatures and an animal thing. And I also think it makes it, it still makes it as real as if they were drawn as people, but makes it maybe a bit more palatable, because it's so messed up. If you were just seeing skinny people, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's the choice of making them animal people, animals.
The Poles being the pigs, and then they've got the fake pig mask on, and they're pretending to blend in with the Polish people. Oh, mate, it is just. And then even got, I'm not trying to talk it up, but it was something cool that I like in comedy. Cross sections of where they were showing how they hid different bunkers behind coal stacks and stuff, and the dogs were barking, but the dogs could never find them, and it's just.
The book is taught in German schools. And all of a sudden,
rednecks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was amazing. I can't wait to read the next bit, but so sad, and really, it's groundbreaking, and it needs to be read. Like I'm glad. I hate the way it happened, but the way that this all went down, it coming back into the media, it hit New York Times bestseller again, sold out on Amazon. Like it's great that these assholes did what they've done for a broader audience.
Yeah.
Is probably the best way I can put it.
It's backfired on them.
Just not for those, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Just not for those kids in Tennessee, unfortunately.
Yes.
But
I mean,
they'll
and
probably,
the school, they can get it.
Yeah. So that was amazing. So highly.
Yeah, there was like this comic book shop who is just selling it to people.
Yeah. What
who
is
want
that?
it.
Some kind of, maybe not Kickstarter, but some kind of crowdfunding thing to make sure any kid in the town can, or in these areas can have it.
Yeah, crowdfunding, that'd be awesome.
Like smashing it, supposedly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I think we're getting some more in, so definitely ask the question because it's well worth the read, and I just share it. Once you've got it, share it around too, because I want Dana to read, and I want a few other people I know to read.
It's so heavy.
It's so impactful.
Like the showers and.
And just the stories, and they hear about it. It's like, oh no, we're going to be safer here. I'm good at work. I'm good at trade. They'll find work for me. I'll be okay. Oh, you poor bastard. You just know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Masterpiece. You know what I mean?
it really is.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. There's a reason why I won the.
I'm
Pulitzer
annoyed
Prize.
it took me so long to read, to be honest. So, but again, we spoke about it, and it's in more people's faces, so it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough comics.
Is that all the reading for this week?
I think so.
Okay. Only bit of news kind of really is we got a new trailer for the Halo show on Paramount Plus. I'm pretty excited.
It looks pretty good.
That's
As someone who's not
don't
played
care.
any Halo, and I don't
Yeah.
care about Halo Man or anything like that, it looks
Yeah,
like an
I'd watch
exciting
that
show.
show.
I'd watch it.
Yep.
And everyone just heard me boo. That wasn't for Halo Man. That was for Paramount Plus. You guys suck. Play South Park.
Yeah, because there have been a couple other trailers. We hadn't really got any context as to where it's set and everything. First off, lots of Halo fans on the internet complaining that it's in its own canon and it's not counting with the games. Like, man,
What?
It's video game people.
it's not any different than comic book movies,
That's
right?
right.
Because, man, the games were games first, right? Like, there's some writing in that first game that they had to do because production was crazy. They had to cut some levels. So there was going to be a whole level where you found out that the Covenant called this place Halo. Instead, you free a captain from this cell and he comes out and he's like, when I was in the cell, I overheard them talking. They called this place Halo. Done. They had to do that because the level got cut. I don't want my serious TV show to exist in the same universe as that.
Expand, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, use the story we've built for over the last 15 years.
Yeah, but even if you're the most hardcore fan,
Do you want the same story again?
yeah, don't you want to?
That's the whole. That's why you play the game, and that's why you want something different. Is it like?
Not even different, but why can't you just appreciate that they made it?
Yeah,
Like,
It looks good.
Yeah.
something out of it. You
There's
know?
a
Like, it's
different-
like
it's a different medium. It should be
Like, when they make comic book movies, I don't want them to just...
do issue 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that one arc or
Yeah.
something. Like, you can do it...
I'd love some animation ones of those.
yeah,
Because, like,
Like
But
you-
even then, they still got to be a little different.
a little
Yeah,
bit,
you
but
can't-
like
dude,
if you just gave me Wolverine Enemy of the State as a cartoon movie,
Yes,
I'd take that from Page. I don't care.
but you know when they did the motion comics, besides the
Yeah.
fact that
Well, like the Black Panther one and stuff.
yeah, you know, like
Yeah, but-
animate it properly.
Yeah.
That's what I
Like,
mean,
do it
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have different angles because it's a different
Yeah, maybe.
environment.
totally.
like Captain America First Avenger, that took the gist of Captain America, World War II setting, and it put the Howling Commandos in it. Because, in context, when the Captain America comics were coming out, he wasn't with the Howling
Yes.
Commandos, but they were set during the same time, so it made sense
Yes.
for them to be together, and they can do stuff like that. Because it looks like they are kind of retelling the events of that first game, but with
Properly.
all the other stuff that has come out after,
yeah.
and thrown it all together.
Well, that's good storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got Dave Chappelle. Oh,
Yes. Dave
And
Chappelle.
you said that Halo Man doesn't take his helmet off.
You have never seen his face apart from
so he's a Mandalorian.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. Much more like Judge Dredd. You've seen his face ultra close up if you beat Halo 4 on the hardest difficulty, and it's like this. It's just like this. What are you laughing at?
You nerd.
Were you the one that showed us how in the game when people move the camera
That was
around,
excellent.
Yes.
It's just another helmet underneath.
Yes, in the actual cutscene, like the camera moves out and he's inside a spaceship or something, right? So the top of the window of the spaceship cuts off his face.
Helmet
so,
inception.
So you just see his helmet land in his lap. So once the game came out on PC, people moved the camera in. He's got another helmet underneath his
So
helmet.
good. It's so good.
And that's been a joke for
That's excellent.
decades now. That's one thing I'm not sure about this show. I told Jason already.
The helmet underneath the helmet.
It's a babushka.
There's a character that is completely new for the show. She is a human being who has been adopted by the aliens and raised
Of course she has.
as one of them.
Of course she has.
I was like, hold on.
You need a
Hold on.
companion.
Like,
Doctor Who needs a companion.
Yeah, but it's not.
it's a new universe, okay, but
Who's he going to talk to?
Cortana.
No, but she's the bad guy.
She's not. Yeah,
She's
the
a bad
bad
guy.
guys took the girl and raised her.
an alien.
Katana's
Race.
a robot company. Robot. She's Alexa.
Yes.
Katana's
How about-
Alexa.
How about you let me explain why this is weird,
Worked in
Dave?
South Park.
Okay, long story short,
Please.
the existence of the human race basically undermines the entire Covenant religion, right? So the leadership of the Covenant are like, we can't let our followers find out that the humans are related to the Forerunners, which we worship as gods, because they're right there,
Right, yeah.
right? They're genetically descended from the Forerunners. We can't let people find out. What are we going to do? We're going to wipe them all out.
That makes
No
sense.
prisoners,
Yeah.
no survivors.
It's easy.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
how religion
Yep.
works.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, you've got one that you're keeping for some reason.
And if you're keeping it as a pet,
Yeah.
okay.
There is one thing that makes sense, like
maybe she looks like one of the
Have you seen what the alien things look like?
original.
no.
ones.
Well,
No, I'm talking about the Halo people.
the Forerunners,
Yeah.
No, the Covenant.
the Covenant. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they are not humanoid
You see-
at
Yeah,
all.
so that-
Shoot them, do you not?
Yes.
I don't think they would get her because she looks like that.
No.
They
Maybe
could put the fake
she looks
alien
like
things
one
on.
of the foreigners,
Springy.
like that they worshipped or something.
Well, the Forerunners have been dead for millions
Yes,
and
but
millions
they
of years.
have photos.
Like, you know how Rick and
They don't have
You
Morty,
can have photos.
Don't have photos, Dave.
you know how Rick and Morty make themselves look like aliens?
Yeah.
So in the trailer, she's working with the Covenant and she's killing humans, and she's like, "You need to surrender." And I don't.
It just reeks of, okay, cool, so they're going to turn her back to human,
Yeah,
right? Like,
and you can't be following one of the cool-looking, proper Covenant dudes because it'd be too much CG.
yes.
There's one reason that kind of makes sense. Like, only humans can activate their technology, the Forerunner technology. So,
And the finger thing means the money.
and so the prophets could be like, "Oh, we need this human to activate."
Yeah, a prisoner or a pet.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Or just
Kind
her
of-
hand.
But not make her one of you.
Yeah, like feed her bullshit about the religion so she believes it. Keep a secret.
Yeah.
So it depends on how they pull that off. This one shot of the trailer. Okay, so Halo is set 2550, so 500 or so years in the future. This one shot with the 2001 Chevy
Yeah, I saw
Tahoe
that.
in the back.
As gold, like.
And I love the Halo community for this. Someone's modded it into Halo 3. So you can drive the Chevy Tahoe in Halo 3 now.
Gotta make it
Because of
canon.
because of this trailer, yes. There's another shot with an AK-47. But it's okay because they're
So
the
this
Paul.
is-
But it's the perfect gun, so it
Yeah.
stands to season.
So this is still 500 years before Idiocracy. Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Look, I played the
look good.
game a couple
Hey.
of times, and we shot each other,
Same.
using that stupid saver thing. I went, and the
Like-
trailer looks excellent.
Yeah,
I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, and I've not
Hopefully-
played any Halo.
Quality look good?
Look, hopefully we get so if it's on Paramount Plus, it'll get released in America, and then maybe 3 months after that we'll get in Australia.
Boo.
So that'll be quite interesting. Thanks.
So new show,
No,
looking forward to
they'll
it.
get a different
Hardcore
thing,
fans like
different
Dylan, that
thing.
complain.
I'm talking about other stuff as well. Reno.
Like normal, every other show.
Yes.
But anyway.
Well,
Segue.
They're on TV over there, and there's a
I'm-
reason.
No, no, I know that.
I
But it's
don't think
other
Halo
shows.
would be on. But yeah, you're gonna get. You're not gonna get it all in one shot.
Of course not.
Boo.
But you've been enjoying weeklies.
Weekly's
Yes.
the best.
Yes, that's true.
There's so many people bitching about it, but just
It's the best.
grow up.
It's the way TV's supposed to be.
Now, I'm actually excited.
Serialized.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be obsessed for 72 hours over one TV show. I want to enjoy it over a span of time, and yeah,
Episodic for a reason.
yeah,
We might as well just make an 8-hour movie.
that's yeah.
Right?
Pretty much.
Why break it down if
Don't get Peter Jackson ideas, Joe.
Hey, except his last 8-hour one was sensational.
Yeah, but that was a show.
Yeah.
3 episodes.
there should have been more episodes. I think.
Yeah. There were 18 episodes.
Yeah.
And it was too. I think the original one was 18 hours. Like, yeah, where is it? Bring it out. Give us. Give me the Jacksons. Cut. All right.
Yeah, so I'm glad it's not canon with the games because they can
Terrible idea.
have the Halo show with the Halo in it. Because if it's canon with the games, you can't retell the story of the game, right? Because
Oh, and if it is, they're going to complain more because there's always going to be stuff that conflict.
yes,
You would complain
always.
more, and that is more annoying and offensive.
Yes.
If they're telling you it is, and then that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
That's when you get pissed.
Probably go.
I can talk about this for hours. Let's
Well,
not.
we're glad you're happy, and we can't wait for it to start so you can complain.
Yes.
Yes.
If
So
not
you'll-
already.
Because just like everyone else's favourite things that come to either television or movies, they will destroy it. E.g., Venom.
One Piece, when that live action comes out. Look at it.
Next, what is next? Peacemaker.
All right. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Do you feel that, like, when you're watching it, and, like, they had that end bit, and then just before he plays the piano, you feel like the show should have just, like, the episode should have ended there, and then, like, this extra bit comes, and it's like, we forgot one scene, we need to make the time. What can we put in here?
No, that's not the way I took it at all. Like, I thought it was...
He's just showing that he's more than.
He's got a he's
Yeah.
becoming more sensitive. He's
He's-
becoming.
he's
getting
more
that
than a
sensitive.
killer.
But, like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
No,
I'm...
you are, but yeah, keep going.
But, like the finale where the White Dragon gets, like,
Yeah.
costumed up, they come in with the butterflies
Yeah.
and everything. Like, that should have been, like...
No, but
end
that's
his
showing the
story.
contrast of what's happening with the dad, and then the way he's going into his path. The dad's about to go and kill everyone,
Yeah.
and he's there playing piano. He's becoming at peace.
And before that, he's like, I don't want to kill anymore.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's not just a buffoon.
Actually,
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
if anything, Dave, they laid it out really, really easy for you, and you stuffed up again. You,
Playing piano is hard.
and he did that. That was
Yeah,
all him.
yeah, you can tell. Like it was photographed
Yes.
explicitly,
to go around.
To
so
show
you
that
can
he's
see.
yeah.
And there's no faking John Cena's arms anyway.
True. Damn veins.
And like,
oh
I'm
my
sure he
God.
practiced a lot, but
Oh,
it's
for
not
sure,
like
yeah.
it was a heavy piece that. It
No,
was,
it was a
it was like a
slow,
slow thing that he could do.
Methodical. sort
But
of
still,
thing.
it's pretty impressive.
I
He
can
could
do
do
it,
the
yeah.
oath. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would have taken a lot of practice.
So what have we got? One or
Two to go?
two to go, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
You sure it's not one?
thought it was 8.
That was... Oh, if it's 8.
Nah, Mando's one, I think.
Yeah, Mando's got one.
two.
Mando's
Mando's
one.
7. I
Yeah.
know that for sure.
Flashback, but-
Yeah, I think it's 2.
But I liked it.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
with
Mern
the
stuff.
Mern stuff and the Queen stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should
Taking over.
writing peace on the thing.
Yeah.
Lies.
Dodgy bitch.
And
But again, all that's their own fault for not telling him, keeping him in the dark.
True. But it's the other thing.
Yep.
Waller wanted Adebayo to make the diary
Yes.
with, saying it's aliens, it can everything. How does Waller know what's going to happen?
No, it wasn't.
I think that was kind of like a plan B in case everything goes wrong. They can pin it all on.
He's
him.
a crazy conspiracist.
Yeah, yeah.
Two
He's,
more.
Yeah.
he's a scapegoat.
Yeah. Yeah, like, look what he's
Yeah.
done. He's gone off the rocker. Look at him.
Yeah.
Like, because it was not just written, it was...
Yeah, it was full
till-
blown 7.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, 2 more to go. What about Eagly taken down? How good was that?
that whole
Eyes
bit,
out.
or just, vigilante ready to stab straight away. Hey, the coppers, what are you doing?
Okay.
I just love the way Vigilante's got no remorse. No,
Nah,
no
nothing.
feelings.
No, he told you, I got no
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, I still love that first scene. Boom! When
Yeah.
it's just following
Yeah.
our family. I still
Best.
can't get enough of that. It's
Best.
so funny.
Can we have some props for Captain Locke and how
Oh.
creepy he is?
Oh, when he smiles?
Yeah.
No,
And then they end it.
The
They
bug
end it.
smile.
the end bit where he's
Yeah.
like trying to act sad,
Excellent.
and he starts laughing at it, and he's like, "Oh man, that was great."
I don't. Sophie or what? That's her name,
Sophie,
right?
yeah.
She was excellent in this. Too. Like,
I
she's
was-
been good.
yes.
But this was great.
Mhm.
Like, because
When she
you've
got
seen both of her.
yeah,
Her being just a badass,
Mm.
and then her being
Queen.
like she was great, and her partner too. Like,
Yeah, man.
what's going on?
Just
Oh,
enjoy
we
it.
Just had a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
What about how it opened
Oh,
in the classroom? Talking about
so good.
so damn good.
Kite man.
And I think I was pretty sure. was it Motley Crue that was playing piano?
Yes.
The Motley Crue song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
It is. It really. It's doing everything great. You can't knock it.
Nothing. You can say nothing bad, all right?
Not at all.
How many shows do we say that about? Not many.
Dave doesn't like the storytelling though.
Well, it's not plain enough.
I get the contrast,
No,
but it could have been done.
You wanted the big ending. I get what you're coming from. Like, the butterfly thing is big explosion ending, like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's what you wanted to finish on. But it
just feels like it's thrown in at the end where they're having the press conference.
Well, it's like very.
It's
like on purpose.
Character
Personal.
development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his show.
It's his show. It's his journey from being...
A dumb
I'm going to
shit
kill
killer.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah.
Black people,
A
bang.
mindless
Yeah.
dead shit to having a conscience.
I might have had him like the piano before, like all the other stuff.
It's his show.
And maybe the point is to end not on something you'd expect.
That's right.
And down.
Yeah.
And softer.
And we wouldn't be
I
talking
get what
about
you...
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, it makes
It's
sense.
just a taste sort of thing. You want the big...
Oh, okay. I was going to say you're wrong, but we understand.
I'm not wrong.
All right. From the really good to...
Oh, it wasn't so bad, except
Book of Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah,
Book of Boba Fett.
Luke's a dick.
Book of Luke Skywalker.
He's a dick.
Who sounds
hypocrite.
like he's reading off a script because he's not a real person. He's an AI.
Oh,
Don't get me started. Just cast Sebastian Stan. Get over with.
when they first showed him, it was a static shot of him just sitting there. Fine.
Yeah, and it's like you could tell there's deep fake tech in there now because the last time they did it.
Oh, I've seen some bad deepfake just recently. The new 30 for 30. No, the 30 for 30.
Sure. Is that why you're watching it?
This it looked better than his cameo in the last.
Yeah,
It did.
like,
Yeah, because
Oh,
they got the dude at home going, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
Well, come on in then.
No, but when he's talking to Grogu and the face is just sort of...
It's lifeless.
The head moves and
Yeah.
then the face moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's this thing you can never get over with deepfakes. There was this one shot where Grogu's in the foreground, Luke's in the background, and he's looking at Grogu, and you can tell his eyes are not focused on him.
Yeah.
Because
Also, like,
it's just
He's
all
not
AI.
there.
Yeah, it's
also,
all AI stuff.
Like the outline, it's always fuzzy. Like it's not a clear outline between.
My eyes don't work good enough for that.
Yeah, especially
You
when
know what I mean?
it's a far shot too. When it's far away, you can tell like it's a
Even
different
sorta
resolution.
close
But
up.
the eyes are the problem. There's no, not to get all weird, but there's no soul.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
it's
nothing
true.
It's
there.
lifeless. Yeah, it's lifeless.
You're taking a picture of Mark Hamill when he was performing this other scene
Yeah.
freaking 30 years ago,
Yeah.
essentially.
And like at the very least, like just recast, please.
Yes.
I think everybody would be happy with that. But okay, you're choosing you don't want. You want him to look exactly the same. Okay.
Wouldn't it be also easier just to get Hamill to like act the part
Voice
and
it?
change the voice to its younger?
Not even change. If I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief that that's Mark Hamill time traveling, I can suspend my belief that his voice is a little
Because yeah,
different.
Hamill still sounds like Hamill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He might
it's
be a
not that-
little bit raspier.
Yeah, a bit croaky,
But
that's
besides
it.
not
that,
enough.
you
You
can
would
take
worry.
that
that's what I'm getting at. Like, I
100%.
don't know why they've gone to so much trouble to try and go like to vocalize the shit out of it. Essentially, like it's
And he's a phenomenal voice actor.
Yes.
Man!
You
Like,
just
one of the
get him
best.
to act.
like one
But
of
instead, no, we're just going to use
Yeah.
loop
And it's
tracks. And...
just, it's soulless and it's empty.
Yeah.
Right? What you're watching and what you're hearing.
Yes, it's double
and there
whammy.
could have
Yeah.
been so much heart because what you were bringing back is such poignant moments of Star Wars lore. Even the front flip and everything just looked.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
If we're standing still and not moving, that was fine. Any movement and he just crashes shit
And
and
even the
pissing all the way
Grogu
down.
stuff jumping around, and I know we can do it because we saw Yoda doing it in Clone.
But
in,
Yoda is the most powerful Jedi,
Jedi.
there is.
Yeah.
900 years old compared to 50.
Yeah.
51.
Trained, not trained.
Yeah.
Like, the show's shit. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just shit.
He'd always come back.
I was sitting there watching it the other night, and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm watching a Boba Fett show that's got Luke Skywalker in it, and I couldn't give a shit because it's terrible. It's terrible.
It sounds like something like most people if they said, "Oh, Luke Skywalker," like you think, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
this is gonna be amazing."
Nah, it's rubbish.
Yeah, because you can feel him like he's going to show up in the episode, but you're not. I wasn't really excited.
We got new Jedi powers. They're like Vulcan mind melds
Yeah,
for people now. Rubbish.
Yeah, I read an article about that, like, and he said it is like helped him remember the Order 66 and everything like that. I'm like, oh, they can do that now? Like the guy in the article just spoke about it like it was just old lore. Now, I'm not up on my Star Wars lore, but I've never heard that before in my life.
Well, they introduced force healing on the show last time.
Time travel in Rebels.
Yeah.
And that's when I stopped watching that show, when I heard that.
Well, isn't that the...
That's how I saw it
Saka
came back.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
Rubbish.
time travel.
What do you think of her in the episode?
Stupid as well.
Whatever. I didn't like her talking to Luke at all.
Will I see you again?
Explain to me. They left at least a couple of months ago, right? They've been there.
Yep.
So she's been there with Luke for a couple of months at least. Mando rocks up. Mando goes, and now she's going. For no reason, no why. Why had you been there? You were waiting for Mando to come?
You're building a school
And now,
as well.
If Mando had a ship that he could take her, and she's like, hey, there's a ride here, I'm going to go while I can, cool.
But I'm not 2 foot tall.
Yeah,
I can't fit in your
just-
stupid shit.
Oh, it's just terrible. The whole show is nothing but fan service, and terrible fan service at that.
What's Luke been doing for 5 years? He just now decided to build that shitty little.
Has it
temple.
been 5 years?
It's
Yeah, it's
5
been
years
5
post Jedi.
Oh, post Jedi. But I was like, not post.
No,
Mando.
but like,
What's he been doing
Yeah.
since Jedi?
he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And even then, they've been there a while, but geez, those robots seem to build that in a day.
I hate those
Where
things.
had they been?
I hate those things. Creepy little ant things.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Couldn't
I
Luke
didn't-
just do that
I
with the
didn't like
Force?
It's just...
I didn't like them.
just-
Because it's going to remind
It's
you
not
of
good.
certain spiders.
No, they just look creepy. I didn't like them.
Can somebody
There's-
feed Timothy Elephant? Holy hell. What's these just... I don't know what's going on
That's what it
there,
looks
but
like, right?
holy hell it does.
One of the parts that bugged me the most about this episode was when Luke poses to Grogu. He needs to choose between being a Jedi
That's a lot
and,
of bullshit, isn't
his
it?
friends.
Yeah.
What happened in Empire Strikes Back? Yoda was
See,
telling
Yoda?
was telling Luke, you need to give up your friends, right? And then Luke's like, no, I will never give up my friends. They're in trouble. They need me. I'm leaving right now. And
does.
he saved. Yeah, sure. He lost his hand. He learned a lesson.
But it's the future, he gets another hand.
He still became a Jedi, and he did not give up his friends.
And like, even the end, he wins. They beat the Emperor because his connection with his dad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
The whole no... I would think, if anyone, him especially, but any of the Jedi should be like, man, maybe the no attachment didn't really work out so good.
Yeah.
But Luke's the one that brings balance to the Force
So probably can't go
by
back at all.
ignoring all their rules.
Yeah.
Giving the guy a goddamn lightsaber. Isn't the whole point they got to make their own lightsaber?
That's the teachings. If you're going to
Oh.
stick to that.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
And is it
Maybe he wants to
Yoda's
kill
It
lightsaber?
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's small.
And
Maybe
green.
he wants him to dual wield.
It's just... It's fucking shit.
Yeah, because Luke would
Well,
not
Luke
do
didn't
that.
make his own lightsaber.
No, that's not technically true. He, at first, because he's not really a Jedi, he's just fooling around. He's got his dad's lightsaber.
The green one.
The green one he built himself.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a deleted scene.
And that's when he's a Jedi.
Oh, was a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, where else did he come from? Shit it out?
Yeah, I was just like Yoda
But
gave
yes.
it to him.
Nah. But yeah, like that's terrible. It's terrible. You can't be sticking to the teachings in one hand and the other hand ignoring it and giving him the
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah, even to the end, he refused to strike down his dad.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is like, hey, you need to kill your dad.
Yeah.
And Luke's like, no, I'll never kill my dad.
Cad Bane looked cool.
He did. He fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, Clone Wars is the most important thing in Star Wars history now. Like, it's
Yeah.
in everything. Enough Filoni.
Well, it's, yeah,
Enough!
He's just get all his
I
shit in
know.
there.
You look very
Oh,
confused
in
over
that
there.
first scene in the desert, is Timothy Elephant magic? It's just all desert.
Three of them.
3 of them there, and he just pops up out of
He
nowhere.
was underground.
Underground.
He came up
Tremor Star.
through the sand. He's hiding. He knew they were coming. Well, where the hell did Cad Bane come from all of a
He
sudden?
just
Did
walked there?
Yeah, he
How
walked from
far
town.
did he walk?
Yes, but that's the westerniness. I
I
can
got no
understand
problems with that. Yeah, at least he walked and he came into town where Oliver just appeared.
And then scares them away.
Well, he shoots half of them. All of them.
I also need... Have the balls to tell me that spice is drugs and show me why it's bad.
Yeah.
Why is there a problem with these people if they're just transporting spies,
Yeah, garlic's great.
you got to show me people that
It's-
like, especially since Boba's all about keeping
yeah,
the streets
let's
safe.
let's
Show me
see
some junkies,
Spice junkies.
Yeah.
right?
Can't get enough oregano.
They get a chicken dance going on.
But yeah, no, I'm down with that. Yeah, just show me why
The impact
spice.
of it.
Yeah,
Crazy.
why you can't have spice?
Maybe they're making death sticks out of spice.
Something.
It's, yeah, just a shot of somebody on the street
Yes.
spiced out.
Yes.
Why it's bad?
Not only that, but make it look, oh, Chinese sand. How can this be bad? Like, you want to see the effects of it. Otherwise,
I
the
do.
kids are just going to
That's what
think.
he's saying.
Kids are going to go, haha, I've got spice in me. You know, like,
Yes.
it's something.
But even then, the Pike's blowing up the gambling den place. What for? She's not
She paying
Anything.
Yeah.
right.
Maybe
Everybody else is cool. Like the whole deal
Yeah.
was just don't mess with me.
Yeah.
If you both was like, I don't care. You can deal with them.
Yeah.
No,
if
but
it's-
maybe
so-
she was like, oh, she wasn't going to, like, lay down. She was just going to.
But you would have seen that.
If you establish that she's paying rent to Boba Fett, that's his source of income or something, and then they blow it up. Okay,
That
cool.
makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it just seemed very arbitrary.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like she gave him money once, but we don't know that that's a regular
Yeah.
thing. That could have just been
Yeah.
a one-time thing. We don't know.
So an interesting last episode coming.
Yes.
I'd be garbage.
It has to be long because you're going to tie up a lot of things.
Steph didn't
And
really know.
for a Boba Fett show, he didn't say anything in this episode.
No, he nodded, right?
So his request was answered. Maybe watch out what you request because you also got 2 episodes less in the bloody show too.
Steph didn't really know who Cad Bane was.
I
He
don't
came
know.
up, and then he left, and she looked at me. She was like, "I don't know who that is, but he's cringe."
I was guessing it was Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Clone
Yeah.
Wars, yes.
Because everything else has been.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen him before.
So he's been around for what now, like 30 years in the universe, and he hasn't died.
Yes. And it looks exactly the same.
Yes.
But
what
he's cool, and he
Well, he
released
looks
the
cool,
Western,
yeah.
What is he?
like a bounty hunter type of
Yeah.
deal.
He's just another banner. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. What's,
like-
do we know his Nasho and stuff? Like what's he?
He's a
what's his
Duros.
race?
Duros.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, a million of them.
Because he fit like
Yeah.
the whole. Cause, yeah, it's
It's Lee Van Cleef.
super Western, right?
It's Lee Van Cleef
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Good, the Bad, and the
Yeah.
Ugly.
Like, that, yeah, that's great. But,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Because when he started, walking, I'm like, is it?
Yeah,
Are
'cause
they
you see
gonna
the
put?
hat?
Yeah, I'm like, are they gonna put Cad Bane in the show? And he's going, oh, it is. They are. And he came and looks cool.
Yeah, he looked really
cool.
cool. I don't
Yeah,
know. He's
it'd be
supposed to
like
look like normally, but he looked
Like,
excellent.
good showdown, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hurry up, man. Just one more episode, just
Yeah.
over with.
Where's Moon Knight? Give me Moon Knight.
Yeah, no, end of
You know
March.
what the worst bit about this is? It's just left me no hope that Obi-Wan's going to be
yeah.
anything but garbage as well.
I haven't got a lot of hope from many of them. Like that Endor one, maybe.
Nah.
The that Sky one's not happening anymore because that was Corano.
Yeah, the Rangers of the New
Rangers,
Republic.
yeah, that's not happening.
Do you know if Boba's going to get a second season or not?
I would say no, based on
'Cause
how
I could-
this is, but
Based on he only got half a season now.
not
I could
everyone.
sorta
It's
envisage-
not very well
Yeah, but I could
received.
sort of envisage, like, oh, okay, they stopped, they defended it successfully, now it's going to go after the Pikes and
Yeah, I can see a second season.
space.
Mm.
You know,
It's
so-
just, yeah, like
Space, that'd be good.
I know.
little problems aside, man. But like, it's not how you tell a story.
Nah, it's just...
You don't tell 70% of a story, and then for the last 20%, it's someone else,
Yeah.
and it's completely unrelated.
So, 'cause-
Like we said last week, especially if you hadn't watched Mando, you're like,
Now there are 2 episodes that you just will not get.
And so, like, next week, like, obviously, what, Luke's going to come to help as well?
Yeah,
I
because
don't, I don't know about that.
no,
he's
really?
got to Uber.
Nah, he will.
He's got to
He
take
will.
Grogu.
Because Grogu's going to pick...
Yeah.
Yeah, Gregor picks the
armor.
armor.
So he's going to drop him off to Mando,
Yeah.
and comes to save the day.
Disappointed.
Space
song.
Jesus style.
Yeah.
I think Mando will come pick him up. Because then it just means
Nah.
Mando 3 is just going to be...
But he just...
No, I'm
Mandalore.
just going to drop him off and go, nah, he's chosen you, see you later. Peace. And
Yeah. And then it gets him out of...
Grogu
Well,
drop.
where's
Yeah.
Grogu during the Knights of Ren stuff and all that?
Yeah, yeah.
Where'd he go? He washed out.
Yeah,
picked,
he-
not
Man,
to
he alone when he...
So yeah,
pops
and
back
Luke's
up,
going to come
so-
to help. Because they're going to have an army of Pikes, and he's got Boba, the Bike Kids,
Black Caris, what is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Black Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum.
a Wookiee, Another Mando.
Black croissant.
Yeah, and then like
what
Luke
you call
has
it?
to steal some of that spice later on for himself.
The,
and go away and become crazy.
Don't get highly owned spice.
Rancor,
Yeah, the Rancor, yeah.
machete.
Which is going to ride.
Machete.
I better see Machete.
Bloody oath. If he hasn't got like a laser machete or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, yes.
And some more Darksaber. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
All right.
Syrup and end.
Yes,
Around midnight.
please,
Hee hee.
please do.
Hee hee.
Okay.
Let's talk about this fantastic movie, Dylan.
My film flashback for this week was Wyrmwood.
Road to Kill?
It was
or
Dead-
Dead.
Road of the Dead.
Road of the Dead,
yes.
yeah. Holy.
And I'd been the only one who had seen
Yeah.
it.
I found the first 20 minutes so difficult to get through.
Oh,
Really?
that's my favourite.
Oh, I couldn't stand it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like when
What the?
What?
when the other dude shows up in the tunnel, you know,
Yeah.
after he's off his family or
Yeah.
whatever, that's when I started being interested.
Oh, okay,
Before that,
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember how long it was. Was it 20 minutes?
No. wasn't that long.
It wasn't
Yeah.
20, but yeah, I know.
Obviously felt like it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh.
Oh, because that
It
was the
starts
whole.
odd.
That was the whole flashback with the family.
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it starts weird.
Yeah,
Because,
and
like,
if you start it there in that
Yes.
tunnel, or show us him.
you need him
shooting
and his family
Yeah.
getting
No,
attacked in the house
yeah,
and
it worked.
leaving. But I don't think you needed his mate. Like, if the first introduction of the mate is shooting the other guy,
Yeah.
what do you mean he's not a zombie?
Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he's okay?
That would have been a great introduction.
He's shot in the effing head,
You didn't
mate.
need him. Went to the camp and rah rah rah.
So
Sorry. Let's
You can
just stop.
establish the meteors.
That's
Yeah, but Benny did that bit well. So Wyrmwood, for no one that knows, is a Australian zombie movie.
2014.
2014 sequel has just come out, which we spoke about. Some
last day to win tickets for the sequel.
tickets here.
Apocalypse. Get on our social media. Maybe I'll
Is
repost it.
Is the last day when this video
Well, I think today
Podcast.
was, but I'll let it go an extra day. So people see this.
just for you?
Just for you. I'll repost the competition even.
So yeah, it's zombie apocalypse movie, but it kind of pushes forward that zombie trope and gives it another couple of, let's say, arms and legs and some fuel, and different ways of bringing a zombie story to life as opposed to the same old zombie story.
Yeah. And
That's
like-
what I loved about it, I think.
No,
I've
I really
watched
liked it.
so many zombie movies. This actually, it was Aussie and it was tongue in
It was
cheek.
so Aussie.
And so overacting. Like, I was watching it on
Cracking over a long neck when shit's going wrong.
in the emergency
Yeah.
kit, yeah. The fact they had two long necks is sensational. I'm watching it on the plane ride home last night from the Gold Coast. I had this fella behind me watching it. Every time I turn around, he's like, and just yeah, and Dana was sitting. We weren't sitting next to her. She was on the other aisle, and she's like, I could see the overacting from the other side of the aisle. Like, it didn't matter. It needed the overacting. It was just so yeah. It's a different style of apocalypse where the zombies, everyone turns unless you're A negative.
Yeah. I thought that was a
Blood?
great idea.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Because like the whole movie, you're like, so what's going to be the
Yeah.
deal? Yeah, because early on the main character's got the mask,
Yeah.
and then you realise obviously that's not thingy,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
But it
yeah,
was.
Yeah.
It sort of
Yes,
was.
but
It's airborne for everyone else, but
yes,
yeah, that's
You know,
right.
but you're like, what's going on? I thought that the blood thing was a great idea,
And that's also a new trope that it's just airborne.
Yeah.
It's not a bite thing.
Yeah.
It's an airborne. The whole petrol thing was awesome.
Ah,
Last I heard,
yeah.
mate, these things were flammable.
Yeah.
'Cause with zombie movies, one of the unique things you can do if you decide to do a zombie movie or whatever is the rules. Like
Yes.
change up the rules somehow, and they
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
really cool stuff with the rules.
And one of the most illustrious and just being able to kit out sheds I've ever seen in my life. What they had in this dodgy little shed in the back of BF nowhere.
It was like hockey
was-
pads and stuff.
Yeah,
Who's playing
all that
hockey?
stuff.
It's a man cave.
Now, you show me a motocross bike and I can believe everything being in there.
yeah.
Show me a motocross
Yeah,
in there and like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is motocross stuff. I can get that.
Oh, who's that?
This is-
Oh, that's Nev.
Grab the beer out of there. That's so good. So good.
So
I love how they like the daughters just turn let's get back in the car and drive.
That was so bizarre.
She's just trying to claw at them. So
I just assume part of processing what am I going to do about this?
Yeah, this is your
Yeah.
family that turn zombies.
Killing your little girl.
No,
Oh.
take her out and dump her
And
in a
she's like-
boot or something.
She's
like,
seatbelted in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
If you take her out,
yeah.
she's going to get you.
yeah,
She's more
you've got to get
secure.
close to her.
How do you undo the seatbelt with her?
she'll figure it out eventually. Like she's
Of
not.
course.
You know.
But she didn't.
But if you unbuckle
She
her,
did
she's going to bite you.
Yeah.
And at the moment, you assume because it's zombies.
Yes.
You're going to assume that means you're gone.
So obviously spoilers in what we're talking about because it's a 2014 film and everything like that. So one of the major things that I really liked about this was obviously, so one of the things that happened, there was a meteor shower, everyone turned to zombies that weren't A negative blood type, but at the same time, all the petrol, the kerosene, the metho, nothing's flammable anymore. No cars work.
I'm not
But
quite sure how the meteor makes that happen.
no.
The
But
gas.
Hey?
The gas in the air.
Yeah,
It
the
affects
same.
them.
But
Yeah.
what you see is the zombies kind of breathing this green gas, like if you're a Simpsons fan, like baby stink breath with Bart, like that gas coming out of his mouth. And they happen to figure out some part through the movie that this gas is flammable. And they build this ute with this cage on the back with a contraption where they've got a zombie connected into its mouth, into its veins, and God knows where else the tubes are going, into the engine, into the motor, into the petrol tank, and these are zombie-powered cars. Beautiful!
It's great. Yeah.
Like, next level shit. So on top of that, they're not only doing that, they've found a survivor and essentially draining blood from a zombie straight into her brainstem. Draining it out of the zombie and then punching it straight into her brainstem. And part the way through the movie, she realizes, which is the main character's sister, that she can control what the zombies around her are doing.
Which was pretty cool.
Excellent!
Yeah, because at first you're like, where's this going to go?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, what's going on here?
And I'm guessing it didn't work in the guy that was next to her because he wasn't
Yep,
he was AB,
yep.
he wasn't AB negative.
And talking about overacting, that
Oh,
doctor dude was
the
over-
scientist
And all the
guy!
dancing and
Yeah.
everything. Excellent.
Somebody watched too much Reservoir Dogs,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
And the two cops.
Yes.
Oh,
the,
man.
the main dude at the end.
Ah!
Just,
It was awesome.
he just, he's a good actor. He just reeks of military.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
been in
he
some
just,
good stuff. I've seen him in a few different things.
he just played like Holsworthy military that you would see.
and it
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
And I did for some stupid reason when he blew that last zombie's head off, I did not think of what was going to happen next for some stupid reason, and that was great. So, really keen to see the next one. So yeah, I'm going to go watch that and I'll give you a review. But yeah, that's
And
well done.
it's
Dylan.
got it because it's in 2014, but it's got it's reminiscent of like a bunch of movies you saw in the mid 2000s. They all look sort of the same, shot on digital, really low budget zombie movies. They all looked sort of. This
But I think
sort
it
of,
looks good.
It does
That's
look
what I was
good.
going to say.
It
Like,
looks
'cause
really good.
You were talking it, not knocking it down, but just
But I
saying,
think
look,
when I
it's low
first-
budget and it's overacting. But I'll be honest, man, the gore and everything was excellent. The blood
I
looked
saw
good.
it
Yeah.
probably in 2014, 15, and it wasn't a good copy that I saw.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
'Cause
I want to watch it on
think
TV.
looks great.
Like I watched it on the iPad and
Yeah.
it still worked, but I think I.
The acting is.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
Rewatching
But
it, I'm like,
it's
this
like
is
it's
way
supposed to
better
be.
than
It's supposed to be a little bit
This
over
is
the
way
top
better than I
because
thought. Remember it being.
Oh, for
It
sure,
really
for sure.
was. I
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, me too.
nailed it. Enjoyed the shit out of it.
Ratings?
8.
I'll go
give it
7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go
I
7.
had 9. I really enjoyed this movie, and the fact that it was Aussie as well. It just made me really proud
Aussie
that we made a
ass.
mad, like zombie film that didn't just follow the zombie shit. It really made it its own. I was quite proud. I was quite proud being an Aussie for that one.
And added new stuff to the zombie
Definitely,
mythos.
definitely.
Who would be a zombie here? I would be a zombie.
I don't know what I am.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, really?
What do you mean?
Blood type.
Oh,
Oh yeah, zombie for sure.
I have no idea.
I would be sure. Because I'm
For
A negative.
sure.
No idea.
Mine's red when it comes out.
I don't
know.
give a 7.
Yeah,
It's good. Well, like,
You
first
ready?
thing I did was look up, because it was in 2014,
What'd you say? 7.
and
That says next time.
sequels coming this year. I'm like, what have they done anything between? The right directors?
Yeah, there was a short.
A short,
in
yes.
2017 that I'll.
They got another movie that's on Netflix, Necrotronic or something. He's a necromancer that fights demons in the internet, so I'm going to watch that this week or two, I think. Put that on Netflix.
Wow.
That looks just as dodgy. very Doctor Strange looking.
Okay, cool.
Like, yeah, yeah. Just the poster is like neon, sort of tech Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Iron Man meets Doctor Strange with purple neon. I was like, oh, well, I'm watching that. Netflix, you say?
Alright.
All right, Dave. Are you up?
Dave's
next?
up.
Huh? Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Before he threw phones in hotels, and before On My Signal Unleash Hell, Russell Crowe starred in Rumper Stomper.
I should have worn my jersey next week.
Yeah.
On your Russ.
Feel good movie.
Krampus.
It is a love movie. I believe it is a love movie.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
That's a great movie.
It is a.
I haven't watched it in a long
fantastic
time. I'll be looking forward
It's
to
a
watching it
very
again.
heavy movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't seen it for some
Game
stupid
Never?
reason. I don't know why. I just never saw it.
Really? It seems right up your
I
alley.
know.
Right, yeah.
Story
Way
about
too quick then.
bunch of skinheads in Melbourne.
Didn't know what it was about.
I still haven't seen it either.
No.
Well, that's right up your alley.
I can't wait to see once you've seen it, and then we can come back and talk about that comedy.
I haven't
What
seen
you
it.
really think about me,
And
Dylan?
like, Russell Crowe is a good actor. He's a
sensational
gigantic
actor.
knob,
Oh,
but he's a good actor.
I don't know personally, so I can't say that, but I think he's
Oh, from everything I've seen, he's not.
a brilliant actor. Even in shit movies, he's good.
You know, the only problem, to Nitin's point, he thinks maybe a little too highly of himself and his acting
100%
ability.
he does. He
Um,
100%
Oh, look, we're not
does.
talking about Les Mis here, but we're most other things.
yeah, but he
30-odd foot of grunt.
can overact, and you can tell when he's a bit more invested in
Yeah.
things.
Well, was it the RZA movie? Man,
Oh, Iron Fists.
yeah, remember the Iron Golden Fist
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
He's overacting like
Yeah.
a motherfucker in that
But,
one.
he's
He's
that's
everyone's
the
showing
point.
the scenery in there.
I know, that movie rules though.
He was excellent in that
love
that
that
road
movie.
rage movie that came out last year.
I know, watch
That was excellent. Highly recommend it. There's not a lot of story, but holy hell, it's
The problem is he
action-packed.
thinks he's the greatest actor in the world. He might be, but
But you shouldn't have, have a bit of modesty about it, mate.
That's not this. But he's great.
Look at
This,
the team he owns, man.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's breakout?
He gave me good.
Break out?
Penrith might have something to say about that. Being
Eh?
champions.
Breakout?
What?
His breakout role?
Yeah, for sure. Big time. What have you been in before that? Proof?
Some of us.
That's good too.
It is a good movie. Who's that? Jack.
Yeah,
his
Jack
dad,
Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. That was really good actually.
So, Rumper Stop.
Yeah,
It's
alright.
on Netflix. I think it just got added onto Netflix
Oh, cool.
Oh,
recently.
perfect time.
Nice.
Good
Good job, Dave.
Yeah.
Don't say that enough.
I didn't know.
It doesn't need to be said.
I didn't know it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah.
Got the haircut for it just in time too.
Hey.
Damn.
Yeah, maybe I should do it too.
Alrighty. That wraps us up, I
I
believe.
don't think it's gonna help.
Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week with some more quality Dave.
Help!
Rate, subscribe,
Help.
tell a friend.
Help!
Thanks for watching.
Back to
Thanks for
regular schedule
listening.
time. I think.
Hopefully.
Help!
We'll see.
Back to normal next week for 1 or 2 weeks. Can I stuff these boys around once again?